being.
I don't care on your knee. That doesn't mean you have less chance of it.
Yeah.
Plenty of guys. I mean, Yeti Molina does it, and he's pretty fucking good. You know, like so.
Really
it doesn't really matter as long as you get the job done. Really, it's fine.
Yeah.
But.
All right. Hopefully this stream's better now.
This is a big inning right here for the Astros.
Batting 0-48.
Yeah, he's got to get a hit here. Come through.
Yeah, it's yikes.
Be a good icebreaker for him.
Ooh, that was nasty.
My boy Altuve.
All right, let us know if the stream's better. I had to restart it. Something happened with the Wi-Fi, so let us know if it's better, if we still need to figure it out.
All that camo, I barely saw you, you know?
Yeah, sneaking up.
No, I saw those. You're Canadian white, you know? So.
So 95? Gas.
I'm kidding. Ouch. Ah, my hip. I can't work out tomorrow. Oh, I don't. It's our off day. True.
All right, this is a good discussion for when the inning ends. But what's the biggest key to velo?
Oh,
see if Maldonado comes through here or not. But we'll get to that question. That's a good question. A lot of good opinions on that here.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we I get DMs about gaining velo, probably like 20, 30 DMs a day.
Yeah.
Just hey,
right.
How do you throw harder? I'm like, fuck off. Just don't ever DM me again.
Oh, we
missed it. That had a good ride though. Oh, him dude, let's go.
Oh, he's mad.
Oh, dude.
He's mad.
I think he got just fired up.
Was he fired up?
He was fired up.
I think
he's probably like, let's fucking go.
I think he's probably mad that he let those guys on base.
He did, yeah.
But he got out about getting out of it.
Yeah.
See, he's pissed. He's going straight to the tunnel to blow some
shit up.
That's right.
Just after getting a routine pop up, that's tight.
For letting people on base. All right, so biggest key to gaining velo. Who's going to start this off? Me?
You.
I don't know how to throw hard.
Fuck you, man.
The most or least eloquent explanation to the most eloquent.
Okay, so Sim's going last.
Let's fucking go.
I'd say sequencing for your specific body type and the way that you move, like really understanding how you move and optimizing the movement patterns and the sequencing of that. So a lot of guys move differently, obviously, like different joints, different motions. Some guys have longer levers, some guys have shorter levers. So you can't say everything works all the same. It's not a universal thing, but the general sequencing of those kind of pieces, ultimately, if you optimize that, I'd say that's probably the highest output of velo that you could find, at least for me. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah, I'd agree on that. I think it's sequencing is important. And there's two types of, I break it down like movement patterns into two things. There's the stylistic portion of the delivery, and then there's the principle portion of the delivery. So there's certain principles that will always be the same for everybody because we're all humans. And no matter what kind of anatomical differences we have, and like you said, different lever sizes, heights, like whatever.
Yep.
There's certain things that you have to do to throw hard. You're going to have to rotate your pelvis, have to block your front leg and be very stable there. You're going to have some sort of scap retraction and loading and arm spiral stuff like that. There's certain things that are key principles, but how you go about doing that is different for everybody. You know, you can say that someone like Aroldis Chapman has really good mechanics, but you can also say that someone like Luis Castillo has really good mechanics, but they move drastically different, but they're doing the principles the same. It's just the style is different. So just to kind of piggyback on your movement thing, for me, it's the movement first.
Yep.
And get that right for you, do the principles correctly, and then we can get into the area these guys really excel is like, how do you then stack performance on top of
game? I'm going to do this one thing. No, it's literally anything. It's your strength, your power, your how much you can output, your ground force, your fucking, you know, like you're able to move, your positioning,
Yep.
your mechanics, your everything that matters. For me, that's been a huge biggest difference for me because learning that was huge. And I learned that by me doing just a bunch of fucking taking L's. And I learned that because it's not one thing. Even me right now, like I'm strong, you know, but I mean, I can do a lot of other things that can make me better, but I'm not just gonna not lift. Because if I just stop lifting right now just because I'm strong, I'm not gonna gain the way I want to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You need to do everything. You need to get stronger. You need to get faster. Like that's why I'm sprinting and shit, even though I'm 260.
Yeah.
Because I need to whatever I can to do move faster. I will find a way to do it.
Well, I think that blends it goes directly into what we were talking about with sequencing, because I think the statement that it's not one thing, it's everything.
It's a great statement.
It's an extremely strong statement for anyone who doesn't think so.
It's very eloquent, so that's why we
exactly.
I appreciate it.
But that's the biggest thing where, you know, it's one of the reasons why the idea of like external cueing and training is such a big thing, because it's like, oh, if there's one certain fix you're trying to go to,
Right.
like the end point is actually it's throwing hard, doing that kind of process,
Right.
and then your body's able to reorganize itself to a capacity that, like, obviously there's certain things that we have to focus on to refine, but the overarching whole and building off of that and finding kind of deficiencies in that, and then trying to build efficiencies in kind of the areas that you don't operate as well. That's everything.
Yeah.
So it's not just one thing. It's everything. Even you, Trevor, you're already a successful big leaguer, but there are many areas that you can get better at.
Yeah.
Like I'm a YouTuber, you know, but I can throw pretty hard. I got up to 94 this year.
Yep.
There's so many things I can get better at. And I want to try to like throw like 97, 98, 99, who knows? Like I'm trying to get to the next level, right?
Yeah.
So when you're trying to push to the next level, you can't just work on one fucking thing and expect to be, oh, I'm throwing 90, I'm gonna be 94 just because I'm doing this for 3 months. No, you need to do everything. You need to take control of everything, your diet, whatever. You need to transform yourself into being able to do that. And I think that's the biggest thing. It also takes a lot of time.
Yeah, it does take a lot of time and dedication. I think, Tim, you could probably speak to this concept better than any of us. When you first start trying to throw harder, you're going to have some sort of beginner's gain type of thing, right?
Yeah.
So you've never lifted before. So you start lifting, you get this big gain. You're like, wow, this is the one thing that really works. But as time goes along, the benefit that you get from that gets less and less and less per month that you do it, right?
Yeah.
So it's like this point of diminishing returns. But there might be another area like sleep or nutrition or mechanics or whatever that you can kind of see this big bump.
Yeah.
So when you're training athletes, because you see it from a different perspective than we see it, like we're in it, we're trying to do it and figure it out. You're the one kind of like overseeing the whole program and all of it for an athlete. Like, what do you see when guys really make their big velo jump? Is it like a light bulb moment, like, oh, this like clicked and I get it? Is it a consistent, like, oh, we knew for 6 months that he was getting there because we saw these markers going up? Like, how can you tell when a guy's gaining velo?
Yeah. I really like the kind of everything approach. You think about the umbrella of what it takes to pitch. You're looking at so many different facets. So you're looking at sleep, you're looking at, and therefore with sleep, it translates to recovery and then to your performance that day. So if you go into a training session, whether it's a bullpen or it's a weightlifting session, conditioning, and your sleep only allows you to put in, let's just call it 70% because you slept like crap, the developmental pattern at that point is obviously going to hinder you from growth and velo and any I guess development you're looking for.
Yeah.
So I think about that. I think about, other areas of the umbrella that we can look at. We can look at nutrition. We can look at how you're treating your body. So whether or not you're doing soft tissue work, whether or not you're stretching or even doing that. We even hinted at our last live stream with Hess here about meditation being mindfulness or with mindfulness. I think the whole piece, and I don't think there's ever really been one aha moment that thinking about my old job back in Colorado, where we would get those freshmen, sophomores, get that 10-mile-per-hour increase on velo, and they're all celebrating it. And sure, it's great to throw low 80s, it's great to throw mid 80s, but what is it going to take to get that next step? So after that initial burst, usually we do not see one instance where it's like just plyometrics push that athlete to the 90-mile-per-hour range. It's everything. It's the umbrella. It was hex bar deadlift that they did for strength. It was the plyometrics. It was working with a pitching coach or someone that knew what they're doing to piece everything together. It was taking all the hard work that you were doing outside of baseball and learning how to apply that to the mound. Mm-hmm. So then once you took all that and you surrounded yourself with the attributes of being an athlete and being a pitcher, then you're able to translate to the mound working with someone that knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that was the kind of the deciding factor, was that ability to translate all the attributes into what it takes to throw hard.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. I think that's, again, we're kind of all coming back to the same point, that it's the totality of everything. It's the willingness to control those different aspects of your life.
Yeah.
Your sleep, your nutrition. Those are two things that get overlooked a ton because they're not sexy.
Yeah.
You know, you go to sleep, you don't feel like you're getting any better, but no one knows the benefits of it. And you're like, I get up, I want to go train, but when I left for school this morning, I didn't bring my protein shake, I didn't bring a meal, or I didn't plan to stop before practice and get nutrition. So now I'm going into the session, like you said, at a decreased capacity, and then it's 2 hours after the session that I finally get to go eat, and like now I've lost a lot of those benefits.
Yeah.
So it's those like little things that really do matter.
Ooh,
Oh, that's going to be a hit.
What a
Play.
D. Play the D.
Wow. But it's all the little things, and that's the kids in high school, the young kids, the college kids that want like, oh, I'm a junior and I need to throw 10 miles an hour harder in 3 months to get drafted. It's like, you're too late.
Right.
You can still get there. You're not going to get there this year, but if you want to buy in now, like there's other routes to get in. You can sign as an undrafted free agent, whatever. It's not too late to get there eventually. But if you're looking to get drafted this year, it's too late. You needed to start.
And that's the thing with
2 years ago.
a lot of the youth. They want one thing. There's like, hey, what is the key? I get this so many
secret sauce,
dude. What is the key to getting velo? I get a million DMs like this, and they just want an answer, like a quick way. Hey, you do this, and you're gonna get there. And how long have you been throwing baseball? You and I are obviously still throwing. You've been throwing baseball for how long?
28 years.
28 years. I've been throwing baseball all my life.
Yeah.
And you and I are still trying to fucking figure out. We know our bodies a lot more than a lot of people, right? You've been throwing for how long? You've been successful. I've been throwing for how long? I was pretty successful. But I mean, we're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
This offseason, you have goals that you want to do. Like even me, like even though I'm a YouTuber, like I want to throw gas.
Yeah.
So in order to do that, I'm trying to figure it out. Like there's not one answer. There's not one thing I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna get it back to 95. No, I did Project 95 or Die last year, right? So I was throwing about 88, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do whatever it takes to throw 95. It took me 151 days, and I trained every single fucking day. Whether it is my eating, lifting, throwing, I threw almost every single day other than a couple deload weeks. Dude, the work I put in was ruthless. Yeah, and it took me 4.5 months. It didn't take a lot of kids like, oh, I want to throw, like you said, 10 miles an hour harder in a month. What the fuck do you think this is? That's that easy. I'll be throwing 100 right now. I'm in the fucking big leagues. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't work like that. There's not one fucking thing. There's just everything.
I would say it's possible there is one thing that would make you throw harder, and it's truly just caring more. And that's it. Because from a standpoint, you deal with a lot of people who, the people who do the empty work, where it's the mindless work, where I'm doing double days or like 2-a-day workouts, or I'm sitting there and doing 100 push-ups when I wake up, and like, oh, I do that extra work. Where the truth is, like, human nature is sometimes change is extremely difficult. So like diet needs to change. Your routine after working out or training needs to change. After games, pre-game, all these things need to change, and you just need to care more about that process, and then you'll start seeing the games you actually want.
Even when you change, you can't guarantee shit.
Well,
all right, that's the only thing. Like a lot of kids, like, oh, is that gonna guarantee? No, like, dude, I tried within 151 days. I tried so many different things, man. Whether it's my mechanics, my lifting,
and just because you solve one thing, doesn't mean it's going to be solved forever.
No,
then you fix like the hard things about change.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the foundation. If you're trying to grow velo, your speed, it's the mindset.
Yep.
It's really what you start
It's what
with.
drives
and then
you.
if you're willing to, if that mindset is present, then you're willing to care about your sleep. You're willing to care about nutrition. You're willing to dive into everything.
It's doing whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Just doing whatever it takes. A lot of people fucking do, but they don't. You know?
The problem is they always have these like, oh, trust the process. Like that becomes a statement that people find to be gimmicky. It's like, no, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. You find something that you think you believe in that you're going to try out. You trust the process and you go through it. Then you become inquisitive again, try and find a new one, trust the process of that.
Yeah, I think that's a really big point is you have to become inquisitive again.
Yep.
You can't just develop a process and then trust that it's going to work, because if you have a bad process, it's not going to work.
Right.
So you have to develop a process, try it out,
Yep.
then evaluate, okay, am I getting to where I want to get to or not? What can I change? What can I improve?
Mm-hmm.
Develop a new process, try it out. But you have to care enough to do those different iterations of everything.
Yep.
And I think, intent is one thing we haven't really talked about, but just the intent to throw hard, that can be in the throw itself.
Yep.
I'm going to try to throw this as hard as I possibly can. So screw mechanics, screw command. Let me just figure out how to throw hard. But it's also intent to throw hard everywhere else that we're talking about. Like just yesterday, and this is kind of a kind of related, kind of not. I slept a lot. I felt really good waking up. I came in the gym. I was shooting baskets, and I was making like drastically more shots than I've made prior. And I was like, wow, I must have slept really well last night. I got this amount of REM. I got this amount of deep. And we look at some of the numbers. And yeah, like when I sleep better, I command the ball better. That doesn't just apply to throwing the baseball. It
Right.
applies to shooting a basket. Well, turns out that when I sleep better, I throw a lot harder too. Because yesterday I was sitting like 86, 87 off the mound without even really trying, when that same effort level, I was like 83, 84 a couple sessions before. So the intent to throw hard can be at 10 o'clock at night when you're laying to sleep. Like, I'm going to throw really hard tomorrow because I'm going to get 10 hours of sleep tonight. It can be when you're eating your lunch, like, I'm going to throw really hard because I'm going to get the proper nutrition so I can help my body recover so I can train more. Like, intent is key in everything. You have to
Intent to do everything.
Yeah, you have to
Intent to do
commit to it.
anything that you need to have intent.
And the thing is, who subconsciously don't feel like they can try to achieve it.
Yeah.
Who's like, I'm about to sacrifice all this time and all this effort rather than doing other things. But that's the whole point. Actually go out and do the things that matter. And it's because there's a lot of eye-washy stuff out there that looks really hard and looks like you care, but it doesn't necessarily
close. I
achieve
love
the
back
results. So
Yeah, that was really close.
Dude, I love back picks, man. Just a second base. Because second base, they just take huge secondaries.
This is a
and they
call,
don't
that
come
was
back.
a
I mean,
called
look at
play.
that.
That was a called play.
Dude.
They pitched like I don't think they called it pitch out, but they basically pitched out to try to backpick him right there to steal an out.
Yep, and that's great.
How
Because
did you communicate when you were catching? How did you communicate
pretty
with your
simple.
infielders?
So usually to first base, you do a little one of these, and that first baseman gives a little, either a glove or a hand, and we already got it. Second base usually, because you can't make it too obvious. So like either like a small, or whatever, something subtle. So that second base runner, they're watching you, right? So it's kind of tough. First base runner doesn't really. I mean, they're watching. Maybe they're trying to get your side, either like a glove or a little bit, and then you got to get a sign back from a second baseman or shortstop.
Yeah,
and then again, it's a very exciting play. I love back picks because I think it's a very underrated way to get an out. And people just see it. I'm like, oh, just an out, but I mean, dude, that's a huge out. Runners on base.
Yeah,
that is fucking huge.
Yeah, right here you got Kike at the plate. You backpick him there. It's 2 outs. You get Kike to pop up. You're out of this inning.
Exactly.
If you
and he's their fucking best hitter.
Yeah.
He's the best here in the world right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's so good, man. That dude just raked.
Oh man,
That was a good hack.
Yeah, but a middle up cutter.
Hung that cutter, dude. Shit. That was a G hack. I love that.
I just love watching that guy play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very big league.
Yeah.
Like
he's
just
everything about
like if you think about a big league player in your head and you just like kind of design a player, like the way he moves, the way he swings, the fun, like he's that.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big moment for the Astros.
Good take, dude. Oh my
wow.
God. I would have swung at that.
How did you take that?
Oh my
Growing up, he would be a
God.
player that would make me want to be a major leaguer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Did you see that take, dude? That was a perfect. That's literally a perfect pitch. When you throw that as a pitcher, you're like, how the fuck did you not swing at that?
Absolutely.
It's not like he's got a bad breaker either. He's got a fucking that's hammer, dude. Like a slider. Like that's when you know someone's hot. Like you just take it.
Oh,
that's basically
the
the exact
pitch.
same pitch,
dude.
But he was pretty on it.
Yeah.
It's just a tough pitch to hit.
That's a terrible pitch to hit, dude.
One thing I didn't expect to happen tonight was Eric Sim to fanboy over a take of a pitch.
Oh, that's true.
Which, you know
It's
what?
true, but hey, That's a big league.
you're
That's a
showing-
big league take,
you're
and
like
I'm
an
gonna
onion.
respect it. You know,
You got-
I respect it.
You got lots of layers there, buddy.
Mhm.
I just want the people to see that.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's not all about dinger. It is actually all about dingers. I don't know why I just said that. Let's cut that out. I know it's a live stream, so we can't, but let's cut that out. Never happened.
Lift big,
Lift big,
throw
throw
hard,
gas, and hit bombs. Let's
hit
go,
bombs, and take major league takes.
Take balls.
Take balls.
baby. Take balls. That doesn't
Yeah,
sound good at all.
Yeah.
Swing and strikes.
It's hard to hit homers on pitches that are out of the zone. So
Yeah, unless if you're Vlad Guerrero.
that is true. Although I would venture a guess. On
You
balls
would be
out of the
correct,
zone.
Anyone in the world.
Yeah, this is true. Good old. I love Devers to break through here again. He seems like he's seen the ball well.
Yeah.
His last at bat was pretty good
Yeah.
every time.
The photo didn't turn out the first time.
Tough against Rayleigh though.
Yeah. Oof.
I feel like this is the way to go.
That's a one you should go to.
Got some selfies going on over here.
Selfie.
Yeah, I'm
Selfie
just,
Tim.
You have to give me a bit of a warning so I can give you like a pose or something.
I got a middle finger from this guy.
Yeah, that's all you need.
That
That's all
yeah,
you
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, I'll go. I'll leave.
need.
I'm just putting on my Instagram story.
I know, Tim. It's okay.
You made it.
Make sure you fuckers subscribe to my YouTube. All right, Eric Sim or die. You know, fucking subscribe. Anyways, back to baseball.
It was a commercial break.
Yeah, the commercial break. Subscribe to the channel. O2.
Oh, I can't tag Trevor anymore. What happened?
Oh,
Yeah, it popped up.
No.
Okay. Man, that's a big job getting out of that for Rayleigh.
It's nice to see.
Man, this just feels so tense, even in the second inning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it feels like such a big
you look.
moment.
Make sure no spider tag though. All right, make sure you get that checked. Check his belt. Check his
Oh
everything.
man. Yeah, I don't like that whole. I don't like that.
Dude,
look
yeah.
for
What?
baseball.
Obviously,
That's tough,
yeah. Like,
but-
what is that about? Like, it's just like. Remember Max Scherzer when he just like
Oh, he
just
was so
took
mad.
I thought that was
So
fucking
mad.
hilarious, actually. He's like, check me. He just dropped his pants. I'm like, what?
You remember those blooper reels they used to put together at the end of seasons that
Yes.
like they just put out there? I feel like if they were to do that again this year, it'd just be a mixture of all those.
Yeah.
But it was always that one guy who forgot he was on the field and he's like he slid in
Right,
and had
right,
dirt in his
right.
pants and he just pulled him down. He's
Yep.
all embarrassed.
right.
Most of these guys are doing that just like, hey,
All the time.
Yeah.
I promise you, I'm clean. There you go.
Sergio Romo, remember? He just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, that was hilarious, dude. I love that.
That was good.
Yeah. A little over the top.
Dude, I liked him. Man. I was like, it's like that because I actually played with Sergio for a little bit when he
Okay.
was at the Giants, and he's just the same dude. He's like so like upbeat. It's like just D-gaff. He's like, dude, he threw. I caught him, and because when he was rehabbing, I caught him, and that's when he was like really good with the Giants. He threw 3 different types of sliders. One that just goes like regular slider, the one that goes straight down slider, the one just goes like a UFO type.
then the
He drops down a
frisbee-
little more
the frisbee
slider.
slider.
I'm like, that's why no one can hit this guy, even though he's throwing like 88, because he's throwing 3 different types of slide. They're all like tight spin. I've caught like big leaguers and shit like that too, but the spin just night and day.
Yeah.
You know, like it was different. You know, I caught Barry Zito one time. His curveball, even though he was throwing 86, his prime was like 94.
Yeah.
And even when he's throwing 86, his curveball, dude,
Well, this is what we were talking
disgusting.
about. Yeah.
Like the spin and everything. It's like
Yeah.
the depth of it. Like it's just different. When they have that pitch, it's just like that makes them better. That just makes them who
That's
they
the
are.
biggest thing about
Yeah.
outlier pitches. And we were
Yeah.
talking about this, I think a couple streams ago, where we were talking about like foot position on the mound and like how you can increase outlier
Yeah.
traits of that pitch to make guys more uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Where if you're a righty facing a frisbee throwing slider guy like Sergio Romo was, it's extremely difficult to go out there and face guys throwing 96, 97 with just a regular changeup and then switch to him
Yeah.
because it's just an outlier
You
guy.
just don't see that pitch from that arm
No.
angle from that slide.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
And
mean-
one pitch you can make a big league career on having just one pitch.
One pitch.
Like Sergio's fastball is not a big league fastball.
No.
It never has been, but his slider is an elite big league pitch, and he's
Yep.
pitched forever.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mariano Rivera.
Mariano Rivera.
Literally
another-
threw
yeah.
cutters 90% of the time.
Yeah.
And that thing was so fucked. He could throw it to anybody. Hitters knew what was coming. They can't touch that.
Oh,
you know?
you can sit there and let them know.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what we got here. Altuve. Astros need to get ahead, play from in front a little
They
bit.
needed to respond.
You know what I love about Altuve? He stands so far off the plate. He's a little guy. He
Yeah.
stands very far off the plate, and he steps in. He got a leg kick and steps in like,
he sells
hey,
out.
this is my fucking plate.
Yep.
And I love that. I love that, like, just degaffness.
Yep.
Yeah, he dives a lot. You think you can get him out of the way, but
you can't.
it's
It's
really
just
it's
like
like,
good.
This is the thing too, where hitting coaches for a long time, they're always talking about how good a swing looks, or like how good a swing, like a whiff would look.
Yeah.
It's like, well, a lot of his whiffs actually look really bad,
yeah.
which is because he has the intent to do damage if he's
Yeah.
swinging on a certain pitch and he misses it.
Yeah.
So he sells out for pitches.
Oh, middle, 95.
Just put it on the
Oh.
notch, middle.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
You got to love the back pedal.
As soon as I see an infielder start backpedaling, I freak out. I'm like, don't you dare drop this. I worked hard for this pop-up. Don't you dare drop it. And if you do, make sure it's an error, not a hit.
That's such a picture way of thinking. I love that. Hey, I don't care. Just
Make
put a
sure-
glove on it.
make sure it's your glove.
Make sure you put a glove on it. That's all that matters.
This is not
I
my
love that.
fault.
I love that. Degaff.
Let's see. All right, Brandon, let's see what you got for us.
How old is he? He's got to be pretty old too, huh? He's been playing the show for a while, no?
Are you going?
Oh,
Are you going home run
Oh,
call?
okay.
Home
Is that-
run
is that what
call,
it is?
okay. So
That's a hat. That's
yeah. I don't have mine. Too,
How many do you get? One a game? Yeah, just
I mean,
whenever
the
you get the
The
feeling.
punishment is if I get it wrong, I have to go do 3 pull-ups.
or 50. We still haven't
3.
decided.
It ain't gonna be 50.
Dude, you got a 10. You got at least. You can do 10 easy.
Sure, but
Yeah.
there's also from the
You can't do
aspect of,
3. What is 3?
we're doing something that's entertaining. If I put
Do
50
10
out
pull-ups.
there,
10.
and then I put it, you'd be sitting here and you'll be huffing and puffing at 4 a.m. I mean, we can vlog it. It'll be hilarious.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of hilarious, actually.
Eric Sims serves his 4 missed home run call penalty with 200 pull-ups.
Doesn't matter because I benched 3 plates. Let's flow, baby.
Oh,
That's not a homer.
boo.
let's see those balls. Ball grip.
Ball grip.
Let's break those out. You
That's
drop
not badass,
careful.
huh? The ball grip. It's kind of nice.
Those are 3 pull-ups. Can confirm.
That's pretty good.
Paid in full.
He missed a middle fastball. He just took. That was it.
see,
That was
it's
his
fun
chance.
though. And it's healthy, and now I'm gonna eat my celery.
Yeah.
Somewhere
couple.
hiding in there.
A couple.
There's a few friends in there.
In the weight room in Canada, are all the plates in kilos up there? Or is it
Actually,
pounds?
not. It's all in pounds. But I think the only ones actually in the world are the Olympic weightlifting ones. Are the
Mhm.
only ones that's in kilo. But even those ones have the pounds on or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was kind of following what you were doing up there with, on your Instagram. It looked like you had some pretty nice weight rooms that you went to. At least it's decent considering it was.
Man, that was
Yeah,
a quick, that was
it was
quick
bad.
inning.
it was bad. It
Remember
looked
that.
okay, but it was shit.
Planet
It was
Fitness?
just like regular, like local gyms. I don't remember. Like, there's no golds back in Canada. At least like where I'm from. Like, I haven't seen one of those.
Yeah.
So yeah, just go to a local gym and just lift. And that's why I actually went to Snap Fitness, which is like another like local chain or whatever. And I was going there when I was bartending, and I was like lifting. Dude, I'm like, what? Fuck you. And the manager literally came up to me like, hey, like
You're
I need you to
lifting too
either
many
like
weights.
change your workout regimen, or like I need you to like move out, or I need you to like just like be done. I'm like, literally took me 2 seconds. Like, I'm not gonna change my shit. There's no
Is
way.
it because it's
Yeah.
intimidating?
Salts.
The chat was asking
You know?
what's your favorite smell.
Hey,
Well, they
Use-
said Morton's or bath salts.
actually go with that. All right, go with that.
Oh. Yeah. Did you put this lower? Because I'm the shortest one here. There we go.
That's too high.
I'm the electrician now. I change professions every week.
It's kind of tight.
What is it next week?
Celery eater.
Celery eater. Celery ASMR.
These mics are pretty nice, huh?
Can you hear me? ASMR. Head bombs. Throw gas. Lift big. Bench 3 plates.
We got to get a whiteboard for Sim so you can start putting all your sponsors, all your channels,
Yeah.
all your handles, everything. Just hold it up in front of your face.
Just follow me.
I'm just gonna get a cardboard cut out of you and just have all your handles on it.
TikTok right now, though.
What
happened?
TikTok?
I mean, I did. I mean, I'm live now.
Okay.
But your boy got suspended for a day. Oh, apparently I was too offensive. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Too offensive.
Yeah, some jabroni like started talking shit, so I got the motherfucked him, and then I got suspended for like a day. But your boy's back. Make sure you follow King of Chuka on TikTok. Hey, TikTok is the shit. It's 2021. Everyone's
TikTok dance. You got
only TikToker that doesn't dance at all. You know, like fucking fuck that. Your boy doesn't dance. Your boy just drops tanks, and people love it. That's what I do.
What if we made a King of Juco?
I think one of the punishments is going to be Eric Sim TikTok.
Has to do with
dance.
I will
TikTok
not
dance.
dance. You can. None of you can.
You will.
You know why you guys
You
can't make me
absolutely will.
dance?
Because you
I
bench
bench.
more than us. Yeah,
I bench 3 plays, baby.
We're going to put you in a go tutu, leotard. What should we?
No, just keep him in his same stand.
I will bench press all of you right now. All right.
You could bench press me.
That is true. I could bench press all of you. How much you weigh?
Not together. About 220.
Yeah, definitely not together.
Yeah.
How much you weigh? How much you guys all weigh?
Like I'm 215.
215,
206.
206, 220. Wow, you're the
I-
biggest one of all of
I
them.
got thick. I
Hey,
got
it's very
thick.
meaty right here. Boy, Tim's
I
got some
work to
meat.
do.
Hey,
How much do you weigh?
260.
260.
I'm the biggest, so I make the rules.
I mean, pound for pound, technically, Tosh
Hey,
might be the strongest.
That is actually true, probably. Pound for pound, you're probably definitely the strongest.
I'll just
But
sit here
it doesn't
eating
matter because I bench 3 plates, baby.
That's how you get strong, right? You eat celery and
myself.
hummus.
And hummus. It's the calories and hummus that get you. I take back everything I said about gaining velo. Eat hummus.
Eat hummus.
Eat hummus.
That's your new thing. Can you imagine?
Lift
Just
big,
Tosh
eat
gets
hummus.
bigger than all of us. Just eat hummus. Gets a
Lift big,
deal
eat
by a hummus company. I'll be so mad. I'll be like, I've been trying. Like a hummus sponsor. That's. You probably could, to be honest. How many people do hummus companies sponsor? Probably not that many, but you could be the first one.
I do like hummus.
Oh,
I hope you clip out the pound for pound. Tosh might be the strongest.
Oh, we'll clip that for your
no,
socials.
we're not.
Oh,
We're not.
We'll get you a
Why
TikTok
not?
video.
No, I mean, I refuse.
That's
That's
like
a shitty thing about live streams because I can't take back what I said. And I hate it.
I think I
On
remember
my
you
videos,
nodding.
I can edit whatever the fuck I want. I
Yeah.
say something, I'm like, no, that never happened. It's just I edit it out. Never happened.
Like
live streams, you can't do
the
that.
slap shots you were taking earlier.
I don't know what
Did
you're
you
talking
edit
about.
those
It
out,
never
or-
happened. It never happened because I never put it up there. You know, if it doesn't see the light of day, it never happened.
I'm apparently hired as Eric Sim's bloopers, so I'm going to video you from afar, call you out from
You've
the
done
stuff
it
that
just
I
in
before.
the
have.
corner,
You've
just
done
like
it
zooming
before.
in on the phone.
Yeah, like one time, like I was doing shit, and he's just like, just like tagged me. I'm like, when did you take this?
Tim's sneaky.
Very sneaky.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, I like
For as big as he is, he's very quiet.
it. Yeah.
And he's sneak around, and then all of a sudden he's
If we
just.
could get him in some camo, he'd be even sneakier.
He is wearing camo, it's just blue.
It is.
Okay.
I
Blue
remember
camo.
that.
Lulu, what do you got?
Yeah, I got Lulu camo.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Lulu, sponsor
that?
me. just I don't care. Just someone
They work
sponsor
with
me.
fitness models. So.
Yeah. Hey, I'm
We just need to get a shirt for him that says like your name here. Do that again.
Yeah. Your brand here.
Your brand here, yeah. Oh,
Ooh.
I've always loved the drop down after a swing.
I do too. So much energy.
Oh,
Although when Devers does it, I feel like his arms and legs are gonna fly off. There's so much energy. I'm like,
Yeah.
how did you stay? How did everything stay together on
Right.
that?
this is one thing I do really hope that young hitters out there have actually tried in their BP is literally swing as hard as you can. Not even just a BP. Try it in a game. Like what it actually feels like to swing as hard as you can at a pitch that's coming at you at a high velocity, and like figure out how to do that, and you'll have a lot more success.
Yeah, absolutely. I programmed in wiffle ball swings as in one of my workouts.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, I hurt my shoulder, man. Swinging hard.
Hey, your swing's pretty trash, though.
It's
All right, this
terrible.
off season, I'm gonna have to work with this jabroni.
It's terrible.
Swing's pretty bad,
It
so we gotta
makes
clean
no
that
sense.
up.
It makes no sense to swing though. We're gonna have universal DH next year probably. So
Doesn't matter. It's just for content. All right, just do it for content. You know,
Dude,
content
I
swings.
thought my right-handed swing was bad. I know it is.
Yeah.
And then I went to swing left-handed. I'm like, wait, which hand goes where? I shouldn't be doing this. This is
Getting yipped
dangerous.
up.
Yeah, I had the yips for sure.
We'll have to do a facility
Swing yips.
exit velo contest.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna.
Hell yeah.
I'll bring up the bottom.
Yeah.
I'll anchor us all down. Don't you worry.
No, it has to be an aggregate score. So it has to be throwing velocity. It has to be lifting. It has to be running. It has to be all those things. So like you have the ability. We'll also mix like command score in there, where you might like uptick a little thing. Like
I feel like I'm on the bottom of the barrel on all of these things. Command's terrible. Feel really slow in the off season. Can't swing and have any exit velo.
Yeah.
Can't bench.
Can't bench.
Damn.
Not strong. Not fast.
This offseason, one goal is to get you to bench 275.
275.
And that's doable.
Okay.
that is
my
doable.
PR is 235. All right.
275 is doable.
Okay.
Okay. And then get you to have not a dog shit swing, just like an average swing with a decent exit velo. That's a plan.
What is decent exit velo in your mind?
close
Dude,
to 100.
90, you got to do at least 95. Dude, I hit with high school jabronis.
I'd say 100. The way
Yeah.
you rotate, it has to be 100.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
dude.
fair.
I've seen his swing. It's pretty bad. I think
Yeah.
I think 95 is at least, because again, I hit with high school kids. They're about like 90, 94, and then the good ones or stronger ones will get up to like 97, 100. I've seen one like a 101. He used like a little bit lighter bat or whatever as like 101. That's still like pretty impressive, you know, like
Well, I feel he just has to square it up a little bit more.
not hit that.
You know what he needs? He needs your Victus model bat.
Hey,
My own model dropping soon. Stay tuned.
What's the
Let's
model?
go, baby. Model number ES69. Let's go,
Oh,
baby.
wow. Very nice.
Big leagues.
What a world we live in.
that's crazy. I make money by saying 69. That's pretty great. I should be sponsored by 69.
The number?
69, if you're watching it, the number. Not even the company, the number
What about the
69.
rapper?
Hey, if you're gonna collab 69, hit me up. Your boy's down. I'll get you to throw gas, hit tanks, and I'll teach you how to bench because you're small. All right? He sees it. It's like, fuck you, man.
Oh, yeah. What's a bench?
Yeah. He looks like he's never benched in his life, honestly. Oh man. What do we got here, JD? That's
Oh.
a swing. Yeah, I did.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. How long is Javier gonna go in this game? 3 innings?
Long as possible. I mean, Granky didn't last so
You get him
long.
3, 4, 5. Try to get him 3, 4, 5, and then turn it over to the back end guys. Try to get through 9. Hope you have.
Dude, JD Martinez is so good, man.
There it
Just his swing, you know, just fuck. He has so much leverage.
Yeah, I know. Fun story about JD. He started working with a couple hitting coaches out in Southern California when he was traded or released or whatever, when he went from the Astros to
Yep.
Detroit. And those hitting coaches ended up giving lessons out in Valencia out of a facility that my longtime pitching coach, Jim Wagner, was running or renting
Yep,
out or whatever, right? So when they're going in there to start doing the hitting lessons, they need
Yep.
a cage put up. They need
Right.
to have like a little weight room, some cameras, some
Right.
stuff like that, right? And so when I signed, my dad and I helped design and build the facility that Jim gives lessons out
Right.
of. And so he's like, hey, can you help, put up a cage and all that stuff? Yeah, sure. So my dad ends up going in there, putting up a cage, designs the whole thing out.
Right.
And in comes like the entire damn Detroit baseball team.
That's
Miggy
awesome.
and Avila and
That's
JD
so sick.
and like all these guys come in to work with
Yeah.
work there. And my freaking dad built the facility in a cage so they could learn how to hit me when I was still in Cleveland. I was like, thanks, Dad.
That is
You
tight.
act like
That
you
is
act
tight.
like you got my back here and you want me to do well, but you're
Just
hoping to
right
hit
under
me.
the bus.
What
Got
are
these
we
guys
doing?
better so I can destroy you.
Yeah, he
What
walks
they
in
do.
there like, and they're sitting there breaking down film of me. And he's like, this is
What is this?
going
Like, what
on
is
here?
this?
This is when you cue the Buster laugh, just sitting here.
Yeah. We need to have like your little soundboard idea. We need to have like a little Warren Bauer laugh track. Good grief. I was like, thanks a lot, Dad. You're contributing to my 4.5 ERA right now. 2 of it's on you.
He had his apple juice the other night with his streaming, eh?
Yeah, he was.
We need to get him an apple juice sponsorship.
Yeah,
That'd
man.
be huge.
Warren Bauer apple juice sponsorship.
That's all the sponsorships, boys. All right.
Well, I've
Whatever
heard
it
you
takes.
multiple times already. Oh yeah.
Sponsor me.
What is one
like all my
sponsor you'd
sponsors drops me after this. That'd be hilarious.
You know what? The truth is, I mean, that's part of from the business side that I've seen lots of different people get sponsored and go through that.
Yeah.
Eric is probably one of the most passionate people who has been sponsored. And I'm not that being biased. It's just legit. He just does care.
That's a strike? No. That's not a strike.
That was bad.
That wasn't even close.
JD's letting him know. What does Maldonado say?
Maldonado's mad that JD walked in front of him, so he couldn't throw.
Oh,
Get him,
okay.
And JD's like, well, of course I'm walking in front of
Yeah,
you.
it's
The
ball.
was 7 inches off the plate.
See, this is the thing. They know the zone.
Yeah.
He should have.
He should.
But Maldonado shouldn't have stopped there.
Yeah, he's got to
He
throw
should have.
it.
So when you're
That ball was
you
way
actually
off the
learn how to
plate.
do that when there anybody in front of you. So a lot of catchers actually do that.
Make contact.
You have to make contact no
Yeah.
matter what.
Well, no matter what, you can sell it out. It's like, oh, he got in my way.
No,
Yeah.
100%. Oh shit.
Is that Cora?
Yeah. I think they just moved him. I mean, I have no idea.
If I'm
but
Cora, I can't get tossed out of this game right now.
he doesn't seem
gotta-
like he got tossed yet.
What did they decide on?
I think the play stays and that's a strike. I think that's a play.
So they didn't call.
They didn't call the
They
interference.
didn't call him out.
Didn't
Because
say
he,
anything.
he should have done that.
Yeah.
If he had done that, it would have been a more obvious call, I think. But
Yeah, you got to throw it.
You gotta
or
throw,
like
man.
hit him with your glove. Or
that's
like
something you
stumble
get
or
taught,
whatever. Yeah.
especially like in college and shit like that. Because you actually get taught. When I was in JUCO, my coach is like, "Hey, make contact. They come any close to you, you make contact."
To be honest, he knows his zone. It's a ball.
Yeah, he just knew. It's just
He
a
just
ball.
knows.
That pitch wasn't close.
But the Red Sox, man, they're so hot. Just
I think the Red Sox got it.
Yeah, they're in the pen already.
I think it's going to be a close game, but I wouldn't be surprised if later in the game Astros tie it or take a lead and then Boston finds a way to come back. I wouldn't be surprised if Kike Hernandez finds a way to do something cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I do not want to see another grand slam where this game gets out of hand. I want to see something close, something.
Yeah.
5-2 Astros, Red Sox grand slam.
That would be cool.
That would be
That would be cool.
Kike Hernandez walk off grand slam.
I think
it will probably happen. Make it happen. To be
Yeah,
honest,
the qualifying statement for Tim was he doesn't want to see a
Get out of control.
get out of control grand slam.
Yeah, I want a
Yeah, I
close
got you.
game. I want
There we
some
go.
drama
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, we'll take that.
heat her up. Nope.
Oh, that was the one.
Yeah.
Whew.
I thought he hit that.
He probably should have.
I just saw the ball in that part of the zone. I'm like, oh, that got crushed for sure.
As a righty, that's probably the easiest pitch to hit.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe he does seem to be a low ball hitter though,
yeah.
but usually righties are usually up in the zone, kind of middle zone guys. Lefties are like down and in.
Yeah.
His phone's always going on.
My phone's always.
How
busy.
annoying is that?
Does your
Yeah.
battery life go down pretty quick?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Just because of how constantly it's going? And
Yeah, and also I post like 2 or 3 times a day. Usually.
Oh, I know.
So it's just
Your notifications are through the roof.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But I mean,
I've gone to
it's all
lunch
part
with
of
you
it,
and
you know.
had it on the table, and every time it just bing.
Yeah, it's just always flashing.
Eric Sim, you're the goat, man. Chat says you're the goat.
Thanks, dude.
Chad, if you guys got any
King of
questions
Juke or die.
for Eric, Sim, Tosh, Tim, myself, we're monitoring the chat, so go ahead and ask away. We'll try to get your questions answered. And for those of you who are asking about why I don't do Dodgers games, I don't want any of my teammates to get asked about it and be a distraction, so I'm not commenting or streaming any Dodger games because I don't want the media to go make it a big issue and distract from the postseason run. I am watching, though. I am rooting for the guys, so that's the reason on that.
Ooh, Eric, what's your favorite flavor of G Fuel?
So right now I've had a lot of good ones. G Fuel sent me a lot of their products. Fun fact: when they're trying to sign me, so I'm signed by G Fuel, they sent me 14 cases. I'm just like, do you want me to die? It's like,
Do I take
literally,
this all at the same
it's like,
time?
what do you want me to do? It was incredible. So far right now, my favorite flavor is Tetris Blast. The one I'm drinking is actually really good. Bahama Mama is really good. And also had Snow Cone, which is also delicious. So those are probably my tops right now so far. I'm trying to get my own flavor. That will be
Yeah.
death.
Eric Sim.
Hit bombs or die is what it's gonna be called.
See, you know what's funny is that you guys all get really good questions. Like you get yours regarding
Oh,
everything
now
you're doing.
now you're gonna get sensitive about your legs.
You know this
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
What are they
This
saying?
This is the best part. This is the second time somebody's brought up if I tan my legs or not, and then someone
Tan your
goes,
legs?
Do you tan your legs? It's like, if not, why not?
That is great.
It's a great
Hey,
question.
if you're looking for whoever commented that, if you want a job as a content creator, hit me up. All right, you need to get a vlog camera set up right now. Is what you
Yeah.
need. That is
The
tight.
truth is, there are very few things that I care
That's
less
great.
about than how tan my legs are. But being Canadian, well, former Canadian, now American, I'm trying as hard as I can to get tan. Just never has happened. So that's my addition to the stream. I will also be eating celery later. So thank you.
Sensitive. Self-esteem issues coming in hot.
I'm gonna wear pants again, man.
And all the comments gonna be like, that'll be hilarious. That was just like, what a bitch. just ripping on him. I love live streams just because of that. Just degaff, just like random shit. Actually, I haven't done any live streams. I need to do more of these, dude. Like just like live streams.
Hang out with some fans.
Yeah, just like because you can communicate with them,
Yeah, that's the nice part about
And
it.
I
You
like
can answer
that.
questions in real
Right.
time. Jordan Bomb. I'm not playing my card. It'd be nice. I'm figuring it out still.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure that out. I'll just I'll use
Use a headband,
this as my hat, and I'll just something like that.
whatever
I
it
don't know.
takes.
And we just have to hold you to it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I haven't heard many things that the announcers have said today. And I finally hear something that John Smoltz says, and the first thing I hear is establishing the fastball. And I just want to blow my brains out. Of course, that's the first thing I hear him say.
Yeah.
You know what? I think the feature of game calling is gonna be being able to choose who you listen to by different like creators and different like influencers. I think it's gonna get there at some point.
Yeah.
Because even right now, these like YouTubers and like social media presence is getting so big, right? And like and we hear these, they're a lot more interesting, a lot more fun, a lot more. That's something I want to listen to compared to some of these. And I'm not saying like whatever, like whoever uses that's fine. Like if you like them, if I don't like them, that's fine. But like I should be able to choose that, not just like turn on the TV and just get stuck with someone that just hates life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like so, and
Yeah.
I think that's a huge thing because the announcers are such a huge factor for the fan engagement.
Yes,
you know.
enjoyment too.
So if the fucking announcer is hating life and hating baseball,
Yeah.
then dude, if a
Well,
15-year-old
this way.
watches it, I'm like, dude, like someone's bitching about a
Yeah.
shift, he's like, fuck this, I can go watch football. You know,
But
like
the aspect of it
like
too,
that.
it's the same thing when we talked about game velocity. It's like these guys have been doing this job for quite a while,
Right.
and there's been a lot of things thrown at them that are generally new. So the new age, like the StatCast stuff, there's a massive learning curve
Yeah.
that they haven't necessarily undertaken yet. Like they're trying, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. They throw verbiage out there that they don't necessarily understand,
Right.
Yeah.
but that's going to be a massive learning curve for the game to actually progress. Where it's interesting for us to watch it and hear certain verbiage on the StatCast like streams,
Yeah.
things like that. But on these general ones that we grew up listening to, it doesn't really change much. It's more, I've always liked Joe Buck because it makes it seem like, oh, it's the playoffs.
Yeah,
Like-
you hear the voice and you get a
Yeah,
certain
and the
vibe.
atmosphere is there, and you see that
Yeah.
stuff. And I've always really enjoyed that. But as things move forward, I totally agree. Like the basic games throughout the season, these games, I think, no matter what, are going to be tuned into just because of the playoffs,
Right,
the atmosphere. But middle of the season, like, why are you turning into this game? Well, it's because the entertainment of the actual stream's great. The information's there. I'm actually learning, and the passion of the game can grow.
Yeah. Well, think about your favorite channels that you go to and consume content on, whether it's on YouTube, if it's TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you consume your content. You're probably watching people that have a certain personality that you tune in to see what they're doing, just regardless of what it is, right?
Yep.
You're watching the Kardashians, so whatever the Kardashians are doing, you want to see that. You're tuning in to see Jake Paul. You just want to see what Jake Paul's doing or Logan Paul's doing. Whoever it is that you watch, think about that person in your head. Now, something about them is setting them apart, right, from the other infinite creators and content that's out there. So they have this like niche that they develop, or this kind of this little area that they carve out for themselves. There's something unique about them, and that should be the same way with all broadcasts. There should be some sort of different take that the broadcaster has on calling a game. But I think if you listen to the vast majority of games that are called, they're all done very similarly, right? You
They
have
fit a
this
mold.
like, they're trained to do a certain way, and then you just get no creativity, nothing new, no innovation, and the fan is like, well,
It's just boring.
I've heard
it's
it.
just
I've heard it
fucking boring.
100
That's
times.
what it is.
I've heard
right?
the same game 162 times this year.
Right.
Why would I tune in?
Right.
Yeah.
As opposed to having like, what if you just had four guys up there? Like, have you guys ever watched Drunk History?
Yep.
Yeah, you just
Well,
have
you know
four
I
guys. Yeah, four guys up there just like drinking and like talking about baseball. That'd
Yeah.
be super interesting for
Yeah.
a game.
100%.
Yeah.
I think some innovation like that would help. Like you're saying, having different channels that you can tune into to hear.
Right.
Oh, let me check out what this person has to say. Oh, I didn't really like his style, but I like this style over here.
Exactly.
I'm gonna tune into
And
that.
now it's just such an era of everyone likes certain things, and everyone's so different, right? That's why there's so many different creators. Like you and I do, we're both in baseball, but we make different content.
Yeah.
So everyone like make whatever the content that they want to make, and then that makes them special. That makes them who they are. And their fans, like my fans are gonna be different than your fans, so my fans like my shit, and same thing as your fans, right? So they can tune into your shit, like if you're like because they love you for who you are.
Right.
It should be that way, I think. And I don't think it's gonna be far future either. I think it's gonna be pretty soon.
Yeah.
Because again, this creator world, like the YouTube, for example, such a big fucking play. Well, no one watches TV anymore. Everyone
No
watches
doubt.
YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Everyone wakes up, and starts a day by watching some type of YouTube video, I think, right?
Or
So
Twitter or
Twitter,
wherever
yeah.
or TikTok. You tune into your favorite program. You wake up,
Exactly.
you're like, oh, what's going on Instagram? Or
Right.
what's going on TikTok?
and then that's
Sure.
the thing that people have now. They can make choices,
Yep.
and those choices are great. It makes things a lot better, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why should you listen to somebody that you hate listening to?
Yeah, much more customizable for the for
just
the
listen
consumer.
to someone you like. Like just watch.
The NFL is already doing that. So they have Peyton Manning and Eli Manning doing Monday night broadcasts.
Yep.
So that you can either watch the game with like Chris Collinsworth, which
Right.
when you look at Twitter, everyone
Yeah,
wants to blow
no,
the
yeah,
brains
right.
out, or you can tune into Eli and Peyton.
Right.
And so that's actually got a lot of traction. I think they started the season. They're going to bring it back.
Right.
So they already tried that out.
Where it's like the biggest thing that we see that lots of people who don't live this life every day, who don't live a part of like professional athletes or all this kind of situation, is the conversations that occur at a high level are different. The processes of thinking things through are different, but that's what they're starting to add. So like the conversations that Peyton Manning and Eli Manning have about football are probably some of the most interesting conversations anyone could have
Absolutely.
about the quarterback position, football in general.
Listening to Tony Romo just talk about like the things that he says, you're just like, wow,
It's
I
just
never
different.
even thought of it. Like he understands things on such a level that it makes it really compelling for the fan.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say it's probably the most exciting time from a standpoint of where capability of media and the ability for access and all these things is there, and the ability to have a lot of these minds who are willing to give it a shot.
Yeah.
When's the first time you're going to see someone? Maybe this exists. I don't know. The chat can probably tell me if it does. But has anyone just gone like? Does anyone go to a baseball game live stream from the game? Like not necessarily like watching the action, but just like, hey, I'm at the Red Sox game, I'm at the Angels game, whatever, and I'm live streaming. I'm talking about the game in real time. I mean, the live stream delay is going to be what, 15, 20 seconds? So that's basically the same as a TV delay, right? So you can be commenting in real time on the live stream. You can have a group of 2 or 3 people out there,
Well, I wouldn't be
commenting on the
surprised.
game.
I think DirecTV or one of the other TV networks out there, they put a couch on like a football field,
Yeah.
and people were able to go and sit on that couch. I wouldn't be surprised if sometime in the future, YouTube, like you can thank me for this later, YouTube. You go out there and you put like a couch out there and it's like a streamer or a content creator and they're sitting there streaming the game, watching the game. I think it'd be tough from a football standpoint. It's just hard to watch the scope of the game. But baseball, you could probably do it really well. Basketball, same thing. I wouldn't be surprised if that's like the direction that 70% of kids are going.
YouTuber or die, boys. YouTuber or die.
Like that is the future. And there's capacities where, you know, how do we mix the old with the new? It's the same thing with innovating in actual player development. It's finding the middle ground. You know, I know a lot of people who really like the traditional radio. Like I was at a game earlier this year and there was a guy next to me listening to the game on the radio while he was watching the game.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
my dad and I used to do that all the time.
And I always enjoyed that too. And so the aspect like that's where a lot of the stuff actually moves forward. So I think we're getting there.
Because again, people's demands want to watch the same shit over and over. They want, like, we do different shit, right? Because like that's better content that gets more views or whatever. People don't want to see stagnant type shit. They want to either see you grow or they want to watch different shit, you know, like so it just. And as a content creator too, for us, like we need to always like evolve, do different shit, like to bring it, like I don't know, like for me, like I've been playing, like I went curling for fuck's sakes recently, and it's something I've never done, and then I had a great time, but that's just different. And people love that, right? Because I can't just keep doing, you know, my own stuff, and which is fine if you want to do that, but like if you're gonna do that, you better be really fucking good at what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So,
I think that when you watch 162 baseball games a year, like a lot of these announcers do, like there's only a certain amount of content that you can generate the insight on the game because so much of the stuff ends up being the same. So you end up just kind of like, oh, well, that's another bad player. Like, oh, he's been struggling lately. And like, you're not really adding anything to the enjoyment of the game. You're talking about kind of the flow of the season and stuff like that. But some different scenarios where like, you know, you're broadcasting the game from the stands and interacting with fans while you're broadcasting it for some games. And you're going to go to the local bar and like broadcast the game from the local bar. And something that picked it up where I think it would help the announcers a lot too, because there'd be some sort of different environment, some sort of different vibe, different people to interact with, and it would keep things a little more fresh for them.
And also like people can watch somebody they like. You know, I mean, we both have subscribers. They subscribe to us because they like us. You know, like, so like those people want to tune into what you're doing, you know, instead of like just watching, I don't know, whoever the fuck is supposed to be announcing, you know, and you're like, I hate my life. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's, as things move forward, it's definitely the ability to, it's extremely hard for people to be one-dimensional now, no matter what capacity you're in. So a lot of announcers, they go out there, and especially in one's profession there, I wouldn't be surprised the first announcer goes out and say, like, broadcasts from in the middle of some fans or broadcast. It's very hard to control that. I'll wait.
Yeah, that was nice. Is that
Mr.
triple?
Arroyo.
Yeah.
It's my boy.
Oh, get there.
He's going.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah.
What a G. Wow. I love that dude, man.
But the first person who takes the chance
I love that.
to do that or to broadcast from a bar, like a fan favorite bar. Like there's a special bar in Boston that everybody goes to. Like, what if you're broadcasting there? It's a lot of, they've done that in the capacity of pregame shows and like college road show.
College. I was just going to bring up college football, like game day. You got the fans all around there. I think it's
but in the year, it's tough to do that a lot. But if you do special games that you produce that, it's going to change that. It doesn't just, the first few might fall a little flat or it might be different. But the fact is you start changing the culture of what a game for baseball feels like.
Do Sunday day games at home or something, you know, something like that. Do 15 of them a year and test it out. And
Eric and I grew up with, I don't think Eric actually watched hockey growing up. But there's hockey night in Canada.
I'm Korean, so I don't fuck that.
But there's a thing called Hockey Night in Canada, which had a special music. It had special like people like Don Cherry, a lot of things like that, where it's like you grow up and it was a cultural thing to be a part of that game. And so that's where in baseball, you haven't gone away from that, where like certain nights they tried to make it that way. But if you really try to engage the fans in that regard, change it up, there's a lot of success to be had in that.
Definitely. Did Schwarber get hurt?
I don't know.
He pulled maybe a hammy or something.
Cramping?
I think he's probably cramping either his calf or.
Yeah, you don't want that if you're Boston. You can't have.
I don't want that as a fan of home runs.
It's a reminder for everyone to train your hamstrings right there.
That's right.
They're involved in swinging, rotational sports.
That's right.
You train your hammies?
Deadlift heavy, baby. Let's go. 585.
Romanian
I'm the
deadlift,
best.
not traditional.
Traditional, conventional only, baby.
Stream's still bad,
Camera's
huh?
going in and out, yeah.
It's the internet. I don't know what to do about that.
The stream slow again.
Well, it just keeps getting a little choppy here or there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
This is what it is.
We gotta get the internet out of that coffin in the corner. Literally inside of
Concrete.
cement,
Yeah.
concrete.
Where's the Wi-Fi? Where's the router at?
It's
corner.
it's in the front in the cement.
Well, it's probably why.
yeah, we gotta get out of there.
Can we bring it all the way out here? I'm sure you guys can.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Hey, same thing as Trevor earlier. Hey, I'm like, hey, there's a purple here, and it's like blue and red, and he's like, yeah, blue and red make purple. I'm like, thanks, man. Fucking shit. I didn't know that shit. I know I went to JUCO for fuck's sakes, but damn, I know red and blue makes purple.
He's hurting. Or is it just bad?
Yeah, he just has a tough time getting to the up and in.
He's probably
okay.
gonna hit a nuke here. That's
Yeah.
just because he said that. Oh, seed.
Dang. Right into the shift. Astros are playing a lot better tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for you guys in the chat asking about the internet situation, I inherited the internet situation from the people before me, so we haven't gotten it figured out yet. I should have it. It should. Guys, my bad. I'll get on it. Tosh, get on the internet later.
I'll get on it.
I'm
Tosh.
an electrician now.
You are an electrician now. That's right.
You should have jumped on that task last week when
That's
I was
right,
the
that's
IT
right.
guy.
You can go rip this router out of the wall and bring it out of the cement little room that it's in.
So yelled, Eric, get off the Wi-Fi. I agree.
You.
Is that good? Geek is so good.
If you like
man.
things like that. Oh, they.
There it is.
Damn.
Oh boy, the Astros made a clear decision like 2 games ago.
Yeah.
That they're going to start throwing Kike nothing but heaters up and in,
I like that.
and he's gotten a couple hits, so he's still hitting 500, but it hasn't been like damage. It's been like little bloops or
He
something.
likes low pitches, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and he's not laying off them. The only reason he's hot is because he's not seeing the ball in. He's breaking balls in the zone, and he's just like on time with everything because no one's made him uncomfortable.
right.
It's super rare that a guy's super hot and he's just crushing everything in because no one really throws in very much.
Mhm.
So if that was the case, they would all just start throwing him away and he wouldn't be hot.
Yeah.
So if you face a lineup that's hot, if you face a hitter that's hot, pretty much you can guarantee yourself that going in hard with the fastball, up and in off the plate, give you some good success.
Mm-hmm. You see a lot more now in the big leagues. Like when you watch big league games, a lot of catchers at a lot of times, not just when it's 0-2 or 1-2, even one can see the catcher up like, hey, throw it up here because it's very underrated pitch, 4-seam or whatever, even a 2-seam up and in. Those, but like even on a not a pitcher's count, we'll still do it because it's a very effective pitch.
Yeah.
And change eye level too, right? And then fucking can do everything after. You can do breaking ball down or whatever.
The people want a King of JUCO wall flag.
Let's go. Like one of those.
Yeah, like a banner.
Oh, make me Tosh. Can you make me one of those? Just my face. We're gonna get one of those. Just like not even say anything. Just gonna be my face.
I'll
That's
be able to
sick.
clip this out later. It gets mentioned like you need a wall flag, and it's just like, oh god. You'll be able to zoom in on me. It's just like, and in my head, the thought bubble comes out. It's like
Need it.
he's going to bring up his face.
Hey,
Sure enough.
People want it. You shall
Gotta
get what
get-
you
I'm just
want.
gonna get a picture of you eating ground beef and rice.
that's content.
Yeah.
Get big.
Yep.
That'd be tight though. Yeah, I do need one though. Let's do that.
No, not
Put it this way.
I don't want that in the
I
beer.
will
Tim's like, it's my way, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I will approve the purchase of one of those, but me and Tim get to choose what image goes up.
No,
Yes,
then
that's a deal.
no.
That's a good deal. That is a
Then-
good deal.
then-
And remember, we were teammates.
yeah. No, we don't need that. People don't need to see
Photos
that.
are floating around
No one
still.
needs to see that. I might get deported.
Oh, yeah.
I just got my green card. I want to stay.
They do bring up speeding tickets in the citizenship process.
Oh boy.
Yep, I had to explain those ones.
Okay.
Do you have any
What we
speeding
got?
tickets?
Fifth? How many
I actually
pitches did
don't.
Pivetta at?
Good, good
I
for
don't-
you.
I mean, I do speed, I think, but I just don't get caught. Just people. That's what they say. You know, even if you cheat, just don't get caught. You
Exactly.
know, like
Exactly.
it'll work.
How many pitches we at here for Pivetta? 50. Oh, okay. He's just cruising right along.
50.
Red Sox are in good shape here. Dotted. Oh. Yeah, of course there's still good life to it, John. He's at 50 pitches.
Thanks, John.
What does good life to a fastball mean? Could someone define
Basically,
that?
just high
Well,
spin
oh,
rate
no,
is
no,
what,
no.
what that means.
It means zippy, buzzy. Let's come up with all the different words that could be thrown out about.
Poppy.
Yeah.
But they say good life. It has good sync too. So is it good movement?
Has a little pep behind it.
Some existence to it?
Yeah. You know, it moved. Physics.
Good velocity.
I'd say high spin rate is probably the best. Yet
Probably,
again,
yeah. That's
Eric,
what
yeah.
that means. But they don't want to say it.
Generally,
they refuse to say
They
that.
probably
so-
don't know that that's what it
That is also true.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these kids got launch angle swings too, right?
Oh, you know.
So,
The best thing that I try to teach is when you get launch angle in your elbow.
yikes. Big yikes.
That's a joke. That's not a thing.
Yeah. Please, though, don't take this serious.
Oh.
Rosen. Top of the strike zone curveball. Love
Yeah.
that. Love it when it gets called.
It always looks pretty.
No, it actually wasn't bad. The interview process wasn't bad. The process that took forever was the paperwork, and also when I got to the interview, they did all my paperwork and shit like that. And the only issue I had was because I was born in South Korea. My birth certificate is not in English, and it's kind of, and so I had to like translate it with a translator or whatever. And that was kind of like, if they're like they wanted to make sure it was good or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, the guy that I did an interview with, actually a hilarious story. I'm in Montreal, just like out of nowhere. Like, I mean, it's not like a huge. I mean, it's a baseball, like, you know, Montreal Expos and stuff like that. But
He followed
I'll
you.
go there. No, he was wearing a show up. The interview guy was wearing a Cardinals, everyone's like wearing super formal.
Yeah.
He was wearing a Cardinals like a vest. I'm like, baseball? He's like, he just saw my stuff. I was like, you play with the Giants? I'm like, yeah, man. Like, so we literally just talked baseball. And then like after like 10 minutes, he's like, all right, you're good to go. I'm like, sick, man. Good to meet you. He's like, good luck. He's like, I'm gonna subscribe to you. I'm like, hey, I hope you're subscribing right
That's
now.
exactly-
If you're watching this.
The end of a formal immigration interview.
Yeah.
Hey, you better like and subscribe. man.
I literally said that. I literally said, you better subscribe to me. I couldn't bring my vlog camera because he said you can't do that. But oh man, it was hilarious.
You mean you can't film the immigration process?
I was
Wonder
gonna find
why.
a way. But yeah, it's hilarious. People love baseball, you know. Montreal needs a baseball team back, I think.
Who do you
Canada
ta-
needs
who do you
another
take it
baseball
from?
team. Huh?
Who do you take it from?
Tampa? I don't know. Tampa's good. Miami?
You think they
Do
ain't,
they
built a
get
brand new
that
stadium.
is
they ain't
true,
moving
yeah.
anywhere?
Expansion team?
I'd like to see two more
Oakland
teams.
A's. They're moving. They're going to Vegas. So this is-
I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind. I've like the idea of bringing a major league team to Nashville has always been exciting.
Nashville,
The
yeah.
idea. I've always liked
Yeah.
the Portland idea.
Portland was always
Montreal.
think-
I think it would be exciting for the first couple of years. It's the same
Yeah.
time when like they tried to bring basketball to Vancouver,
Yeah.
and that was like at the heyday when I was growing up there. That I was a huge Grizzlies fan, and they got rid of that team faster than anything.
Oh, it's all
Is that a
Taco.
homer?
That's
Yeah,
all.
no.
You never know down in that corner, man.
Yeah.
Like little bloops that you think are
Yep.
bloops or homers, and
Yeah, I think expansion teams in the Northwest are tough, but I mean, we'll see how the
Fan now. Go Kraken.
Dude, did you guys see the stadium they were gonna build or whatever for the Vegas baseball team or whatever? Like I saw like it looks like a fucking like a football stadium. It just looks badass.
Yeah.
It's like of course like a future possibility or whatever. But I'm like, dude, that'd be sick. I mean, Vegas. I mean,
I remember seeing
what better place to be? You know, like
I remember seeing the mock-ups of the Oakland Stadium.
Right.
They were gonna do.
Right.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
In Jack London Square and all that.
Yeah. Well,
If you were to break down that swing in slow motion, like, you see what you did here. It's like I don't care what my miss looks like.
yeah, that ball goes 500 if I hit it.
If I square it up, it's going a long way.
Yeah.
I won't lie. Figuring that out changed my approach hitting and gave me a lot more success moving forward. Just thinking, because in hitting, you're indoctrinated to be like, ooh, a certain way.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what did it do? And then once you actually start pulling the ball, doing all these things, it looks kind of funky.
I think it's the same concept in pitching with people getting super commandy with it.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to move it. I got to command it.
Ooh.
Oh, that's an illegal pitch, sir.
You can't do that.
You can't run the ball to the plate.
You should have just lollipopped it.
0-2 though.
Yeah.
Can you imagine you lollipop one close to the plate and Altuve homers it? That would be such a great highlight.
Oi.
I should have thrown it. I really wish you would have thrown it.
I threw a strike like that one time.
Really? When you got caught
in college,
really?
I caught my cleat and I just lobbed it, and it was like
tight.
somehow a strike.
Yeah.
I was laying
Oh,
on
as a hitter, you're like, what just happened?
Yeah, I was laying on the ground by the time I looked up, and I'm like, wait, that was a strike.
It's impressive that you throw a strike.
I have like no idea where the ball went. I just threw it. Yeah. 071 in ALCS. Shucks. That's the one hit he has, and you freaking called it, Tim.
The tank.
I still can't believe. I can't believe that. Oof. Ooh, that's a good pitch to him. You got to have that pitch.
I'm not surprised it was Tim that guessed it though. I was listening to your explanation of why you guessed it earlier today to, I think it was Cha. And it was very spot on. Where it's like, it's one of those things where you don't think about it and say it, and then it's just like, oh, of course that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm quiet, but I'm very alert and observant.
Oh, I know. We were just talking about how sneaky
I'm always
you are.
watching.
Yeah.
I'll watch your every move. Yeah. Like what?
It's not creepy.
Not about it. Not
At least declare it, whether it's on my story or I actually tell you I'm watching.
That's
it.
true.
Ooh. See, that's that pitch that I've used to just seeing him. Oof. No, he's safe.
Oh,
wow.
I
His foot was off the bag.
It's a good play all around. Good pick on Devers' part. Good pick on Schwarber's part.
It's a tough play.
No, I got him out.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Great pick. Oh, I got him
No,
safe. He's off the
Save it. Don't
base.
go to the commercial.
What did I
on the
say?
corner.
What did I
Yeah.
say?
Yeah, you
You can
did
see
call
the
that.
space.
All right, Chad, what questions we have? How hard did we throw in high school? Well, I was the only high school pitcher, right? You didn't pitch in high school.
I
Did you
did
pitch
high
in high
jump in
school?
high school.
Yeah,
I didn't.
I caught.
yeah.
I did throw gas behind the plate, but I mean, not like up the mound or whatever.
Yeah, I was 76, 78 my freshman year, 81, 83, topping like 85 my sophomore year, and then I was 88 to 94 my junior year. I didn't play my senior year because I graduated high school early and went to college.
That is so tight, dude.
Yeah, I was done with high school, man. I hated my
That's
coach. He hated
tight.
me. I had no reason
Well,
to be
that's the
there
thing, though.
anymore,
Like,
so I was like, see
a lot
ya.
of kids can't really do that. If you're not good enough, you can't do that.
Yeah.
But because you're really like, fuck, I can do it. You know, just like Bryce Harper. He
Yeah.
graduated early, went to JUCO, just like, fuck this, I'm out. You know, it's just like, that is tight.
Yeah.
Did your old high school coach reach out to you when you won the Cy Young to wish you congratulations?
No, you know what? I'll tell you a story about my old high school coach. So I go back. I'm at UCLA. I go back one afternoon to a practice just to hang out and say like, there's a couple of my classmates I still knew that were whatever. So all the assistant coaches, oh Trevor, hey, how's it going? They come over and talk to me, and like my head coach Ozella sees me, just like looks at me and like, hey, just walks by, doesn't say anything. That's it. That's all he ever said. Like, I mean, this is the same guy though that wrote me like letters nonstop about what a terrible person I was for. He's gonna kick me off the team, and like I'd carry it to school because I had to go to coach, like making fun of it, saying I'm carrying this big stick to compensate for something else, and like to the players and stuff like that. Yikes. We had like the guy, the upperclassmen would make fun of me experience. It was like I had made the decision at one point that I was like, I'm leaving high school early. I'm not playing my senior year, whether I'm like going to a JUCO, sitting out in training, or at a D1 or something. Like I'm just not playing for this program anymore. I hated it that much. Mm-hmm. And then I got blamed and whatever because I apparently was the reason they didn't then win state senior year because I quit on the team. Like I quit on the team. I'm
he's off the bag.
Like I'm in college pitching like at a D1 program instead of pitching in high school. Like, what do you want me to do?
Fuck that.
Yeah, it's freaking brutal.
I think it's a testimony to your mentality, though, because I can't think of too many high school kids that could put up with that and still love baseball or their sport enough to continue.
And I think that's a thing with that DGEF-ness, right? So that's something I do preach a lot is, now I'm not saying like most kids have that. A lot of people in general, I don't think, not even just kids, they don't have that DGEF-ness to be like, hey, like, fuck, why to just follow something just because it is the way it has been, just like I don't get that. And I learned it like the later on in my life too. I never had the balls to really do any of that. Like I was super shy in high school and shit like that. I just never had that. Fuck you. Well, but in high school it's a lot tougher.
It's hard. You haven't like become an adult.
You're still a kid.
You don't know yourself.
You're unsure.
It's promoted that you should be listening to the people that are experts in space and all that. And so the inner confidence comes from, truly trying to pursue greater knowledge than the people.
Oh, that's a missile. Did he get over his head?
Yeah.
That's going to be a triple. No, good backup there. Yeah. God, that ball is hit so hard.
But like the confidence that you get from or to make those decisions comes from doing your own research, believing it's the same thing we talked about earlier, like trusting the process of what you're doing versus what's in front of you and what the people who are supposed to be like enabling your success in the future, but are actually hindering it. So there's a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Which it's one of the biggest things for a lot of people that are up and coming in the space of player development and in general, like even what Eric's doing for like media and kind of being an influencer in that regard is empowering these athletes to do things the way that work for them and to really focus on that versus what has been kind of been the standard.
And everyone's different, man. And that's cool that you brought that up because I went through something similar because I was born in South Korea.
Yep.
I moved to Canada when I was 13. I didn't speak a fucking word of English, right? Mm-hmm. So I did, when you play baseball in Korea too, by the way, you don't go to school. You just play baseball like it's your job. You play baseball to make it to KBO.
From a young age, like from
8. I'm 10 years old. I didn't go to school.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't go to classes. You literally do attendance check and you practice for 8 hours a fucking day.
Damn.
And that's and I went over that like on a couple of my videos, but it's just crazy. I used to get beat up. In Korea, it's like a culture. Right back in the day, it's a lot better now. I heard it's like coaches are like gods. So I still remember we were taking in and out, right, infield, outfield.
Yep.
Our left fielder made a mistake. I'm catching. Coach calls him over. He's like, "Hey!" He runs all the way from left field, comes to where I'm at. I'm catching. He gets in the push-up position. Coach has got the fungo, beats a fuck out of him like 2 or 3 swings right up like the ass area, and then like he runs back to his position, crying. His play makes happen. And I remember like my coach used to follow me, like because I was fat, and when I was a kid, we'll do literally 20 laps out of a high school. There's no knowledge. They don't know anything. They just do it for like mental toughness, the way they call it. And I was doing it, and I'm almost falling behind the pack. Ooh. Coach literally chased me with the fungo, and I remember I'm bawling. I'm 12 years old, 10 years old.
Yeah.
I'm bawling, and then the coach is chasing me literally with the fungo, bro. I thought I was gonna die, But those kind of stuff I'm kind of off the topic. When I went into Canada, like I'm like, dude, I don't speak anything. So like whatever they say, I basically just smiled. I just smiled. That's all I could say. All I knew was yes and no, and I knew hi and bye. And I thought bye was like B-I, not B-Y-I. You know, B-I-E. I was like, I know nothing. I know nothing about it. And then, and you know, like, who knows? Like, I know, I mean, I got you know, like, I'm sure I was verbally bullied. I just had no idea what the fuck they're saying.
Yeah.
And even like me being Asian, it's just different, you know? Like, so whenever you're different, people are just gonna do that. But at the end of the day, at some point.
Oh, did he get him? Is that a homer?
I don't think you got it.
Sit.
Is it off the? Oh,
No.
wow. You just never know
No.
in that part.
I know, right?
Yeah, at the end of the day, you gotta give less fucks, man. So, like, and that's cool that you brought it up, though.
It's one of these biggest things where, you know, high school coaches and a lot of times even it's come into travel coaches where what's the actual aspect of being found and seen and finding success, where there's a massive responsibility in a lot of these people who have major hierarchy early on in kids' development, whether you're a high school coach, travel ball coach. You know, I didn't really focus on playing baseball really until college. And that wasn't because I wasn't trying. I got cut early on. I didn't play much baseball growing up, and I was trying to develop. And then I ended up having to do track. And I ended up developing as an athlete doing track during high school. And then I still accomplished a majority of my goals in baseball. I still ended up on like a lot of draft boards at the end of my senior year in college. I still made it that way. So, you know, the aspect of a lot of different kind of peaks or ways or like journeys of getting to a place. Yeah. But we all have different stories of running into people and in situations where they didn't necessarily support the way we were trying to do it.
Yeah.
And it's a major kind of aspect of what a lot of things that kind of meet in the middle. We need to change. People need to learn. People need to like put in the effort to really.
And I think that's the thing with at some point, all of us went through our own stories. Tim, I'm sure you went through the same thing. It's just at some point though, you need to learn how to say fuck you. And I'm not saying that in like a disrespectful way.
Nope.
Like at some point, I'm like, hey, like that's fine. You don't have to like me, but fuck you. You know, like that's it.
There's a lot of power in general spiteful action in that regard, and remembering and using that as, but it's one of those other things where you gain success and you use that as kind of like fuel, and then you have to find new things. You can't make it be the main driver, but you have to continue to use different things.
Yeah, for me, it was finding my voice to just say something back. Not that I didn't just have to take it nonstop and couldn't say anything, couldn't stand up for myself. It was like, okay, if you're going to say something to me, if you're going to attack me, then I can say something back, you know, and kind of finding the self-confidence to be able to do that. But I think a lot of kids like never find that self-confidence, you know, and so they internalize things. And you know, I had a lot easier, like looking back now, I had a lot easier than kids nowadays have it, because at least when I went home, it ended.
Right.
You know,
but
now
kids have social media all over 24/7.
Yep. So you go to school, you get bullied in person, you come home, you want to use social media, and you get bullied on social media.
Yeah.
So it's important to find the self-confidence and the voice to actually not fight as like a physical way back, but like, you know, fight back in your own way that you
stand
feel
for
like
yourself.
You're
and dude, I mean, I got haters out the ass, man. I'm sure you're the same way. We have haters. We have the following. We have the haters. But I don't care fucking a shit. Like they can't even have like a second of my day because I don't focus on.
I have no haters. That's a lie. that is a fucking lie. I know it.
Well, it comes with the territory, but that's where you have to remain steadfast in what you're trying to achieve and what you actually stand for, and that's it. Like everything else is just noise.
Yeah.
So basically, what we're trying to say is say fuck you. Kids like go to school. Fuck you, teacher. We get banned on Twitter. Or we get suspended on YouTube. Bad influencers.
Well, I do think the aspect of that comes back to building a village of people around you that support all aspects. So I think about Buster and his role and shoulder tube enough that basically that's going to translate and cover up, or maybe not cover up, but deter all the bullying or all the negative stuff that was around it, because the positive was outside of that.
Get good at baseball.
Exactly.
You know, that made me better. So if that makes me better, who gives a fuck what other people say?
Yeah. No, it's one of the things, like even for guys a lot in like Tim's position, obviously, like as you either an older athlete training in the like that sort of thing, building the circle around you is so important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, circle of influence is huge. You always want to be the dumbest person in the room. Surround yourself with people that know more than you and that have more life experience, more wisdom than you, so you can learn and grow. A lot of people. Were they trying to go front hip slider there?
Yeah. Pretty sure he missed his spot.
He definitely missed his spot.
And you can't be afraid of change in those situations.
Yeah.
Because there comes a point where if you're doing it right, you will end up becoming the smartest person in the room at some point.
Right.
And then you have to find a new room.
Yeah.
And that change is it's extremely hard.
Yeah.
And then you put yourself into a new situation where you have to grow from there. So
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the process you have to go through in order to learn new stuff. If you're never challenging yourself and pushing yourself to fail or to not know something, then you can never learn. You can never improve. So,
I don't know one athlete that's been successful that has won, a Super Bowl, Cy Young, whatever it is, that has never had some similar story where they have the people that do not like them, that, it's like a jealousy component, the people that try to tear you down, the people that knew you were going to UCLA or whatever it was.
It's an insecurity thing too, where there's
Yeah.
a lot of people in high level positions who, from the standpoint of their own personal achievement, didn't achieve very high level things.
Yeah.
And so they are in the position where there are people who are trying to achieve high level things.
Yeah.
And then they get in the way.
Yeah.
Or they're like, oh, you think you can do this? Well, I'm the one in this position right now to make sure whether or not you do it.
Yeah.
And so that's where, the mindset that Eric pushes forward constantly, it is a fuck you kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of people, I'd say a majority of successful people have that.
Yeah. Well, it's failure, right? At some point along your career, you're going to fail. So if you never get used to failing, if you never figure out how to handle and come back from failure, like when you eventually do fail, like you're
gonna crumble.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
have no idea what to do.
Right.
So the guys that are like super good from 8 years old, best 10-year-old, best 12-year-old, best in high school, best in college, at some point they're going to fail. No one's just going to be the best forever.
No.
Yep.
Right. And so when they do, it's like the longer you wait to fail, like the more you fear it, and then the harder it hits you when you do. Whereas the people that fail early on, like, okay, I failed, I'm gonna try again. Oh, I failed, I'm gonna try again. And you develop this like bounce back mindset where you can then just push through things on a higher level than the guys that don't fail and get to that same point, have the same type of failure and have no idea how to get through it.
Yeah.
Adversity and challenge is always good. I think I like it. I like it when someone's like, oh, you won't do this. I'm like, fuck you, I'm gonna do it. You just find a way.
Yeah.
And using that to fuel your fire or whatever. But at the end of the day, man, fuck everybody. And I'm not saying that in a mean way. It's just like fuck everybody.
You gotta do what's-
At the end of the day, do you?
Yeah.
They're not gonna. Whoever the coach, whoever your friends, they ain't gonna throw the ball for you. At the end of the day, you're the one pitching. At the end of the day, you're gonna be the one that's hitting. So you need to be the best version of yourself, whatever you believe in, right?
Yeah.
So and then learn as much as you can, so that whatever you believe in is the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? But
What the chat's asking what the minor league lifestyle was like.
shit fucking sucked. All right. I'm like this motherfucker. I was a 27 front nobody. How much did you sign for?
3-4 bonus, 4-4 guaranteed.
Fuck. I signed for 15,000. All right. Your boy went through the shit. I was there for 6 years. And again, there's been a recent news as well. I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you guys have heard. Minor leaguers are going to get the housing now, which is huge for the minor leaguers. I'm very happy for them. But man, minor league life, man, like it's a different ball game. And it's very similar to JUCO actually. And because I went to JUCO myself, it's very similar. Dog days. You got 7 dudes in a fucking 3-bed apartment. Like it's just shitty, But again, you go through it and then you just survive. And I'm not saying that. Like, because I'm obviously a huge advocate for minor league pay and shit like that. They should pay them more. It's period. They're just not getting paid enough. I went through the shit myself for 6 years. When I got done playing 6 years of pro ball, I had $500 left in my checking account. That's all I had. And that's why as soon as I got done, even though Giants paid for a year of my school, I didn't go back to school because they paid me $15,000 for school, and I was gonna pay $15,000 out of my pocket, $30K to go to college, right? I can't afford that shit. I got a job right away as a bartender. I ended up being a bar manager, right? So I had to make money right away, So, but it just experience is great, but the shit you go through in the minors, if you don't sign for a whole lot of money, it is very, very tough. So
what was a paycheck for you? Like, are you getting like, just to put it in context so people understand, you get paid every 2 weeks, right?
yes,
What is that paycheck saying when you look at the paycheck and you can deposit this into your account? How much money is on that?
it's not much. So let me go through the entire year of 2011. I got drafted in 2010. I played a full season in 2011. Okay, so 2011, I show up to spring training. I thought we got paid. We don't get paid. If you don't know what extended is, it's for the guys that didn't make the full season roster. They stick them down to AZ or Florida or whatever, and you get stuck in extended, which is not something you want to do. But I went through that because I'm a nobody. And then I did that for 2.5 months, not getting, which is rookie ball. I got paid for 2.5 months. My paycheck was 400, about 400 to 450. I got 5 of those, so it's about $2,500. Okay, probably a little less than that, to be honest.
And that's for 4 months.
That's for a full year. I went to instruct for another month after with 0 pay. So for a full year, I made $2,500. Like,
So are you getting when you're making?
You just eat whatever the fuck you can get, really. So what I did was, we got fed for example, like pregame or whatever. Pregame spread, we got fed. I'll just take extra of that. Or postgame, for example, postgame meal, we'll eat together, right, as a team. They usually do like a catering, usually pretty shitty anyways. And then right after that, we'll do another fucking, hilarious story. Every one of us minor leaguers did that. We got the, those plastic plate or whatever. You get one of those, fill it up, another plastic plate, and we'll wrap it up. And then all of us in a van going back to the hotel, 15 of us jammed in like a 10 people van. We all had like a plate of food. It's like, we're going to eat later because that's free meal, so shit was brutal, man. And again, like for me, I'm a huge advocate just because I don't think it should be shitty just because it was shitty for me. I don't think it should be shitty for the next generation of baseball players. And there's no fucking reason for it to be shitty because you're a professional baseball player. Your job is to play baseball, perform the best possible so you can contribute to your fucking organization that drafted you. You can't fucking do that when you're getting stuck 7 people in a 3-bedroom apartment in fucking Augusta, Georgia, and I was paying rent for that as well. And we're trying to save rent as much as possible, which is why we had 7 dudes. We had 1 living in the fucking living room, bro. So we come home like we're supposed to rest up. I can't rest, man. I got 7 dudes. I got my roommate literally right next to me. We're trying to sleep, and he's farting. I'm like, fuck, I can't go to sleep. And then we got a fucking living room. Every time I try to go piss or whatever, my other roommate's like up, whatever. I'm like, what am I doing? So it's just brutal, man. Fucking, it's not pretty, and it has to change. It will change. I think it's slowly changing, but at the end of the day, it's just simply not enough. The MLB just needs to do more. So and, forever stand by that.
Yeah, you think about like competitive advantage, right? So there's been this huge topic of discussion, let's say, for the last 5 years. You had, the competitive advantage with the Astros in 17. You have the foreign substance thing. You have signs. You have all this different stuff that you're trying to gain a competitive advantage, right?
Right, exactly.
The biggest competitive advantage that exists out there is the first organization that buys in and says, we're going to pay every single minor leaguer a base salary of $35,000, but you're going to be a full-time employee.
Right.
You're going to be here 50 weeks out of the year. So in the off season, you're going to be training at our facility, but we're going to have the right coaches. We're going to have housing. 100%. We're going to have nutrition. And your job, which is what we are paying you for, your job is to be the best baseball player you possibly can be. And like, what would that look like from a development standpoint if you got to eat well during the year, you got to sleep well during the year, and in the off season you have access to the best facilities, the best coaches, and the best information that your organization can provide?
1,000%.
Like the first organization that does that is going to develop minor league talent at a much faster clip, which means they're going to be able to trade that talent or promote them. And they're going to have
better. Your minor leaguers perform, more money you fucking make.
Absolutely, absolutely, for the price of 1 free agent. You go out in the free agent market, you buy like a good free agent. Let's say a third, 3 pitcher. You're going to pay him $12 to $15 million. Let's say you go get a first baseman that's good but not a superstar. You're going to pay him $20 million a year, or something like that, right? For the cost of that, you could invest for 3 or 4 years in staff, the food, the infrastructure, the technology, the players, for like 3 or 4 years in the minor leagues. And that time you can develop so much surplus value with those players because they're going to get better so much quicker than the other organizations that you're going to now have cost-controlled young talent. So you won't have to pay the $20 million to get the free agent because you'll have a first baseman that can hit. You'll have a second baseman that can hit because you've developed them. And if you do want to go get the free agent, you want to sign the big arm, the big bat, whatever, to take your team to the next level, you can trade for that guy because you can replace the talent so much
you and
quicker.
I both play, like, it's even at the pro level. When do you get better at baseball? In the fucking off season, bro. But that's it's hard to get better during the season. Some people do, very, very few. A lot of people like usually either maintain or like sometimes usually a lot of them get worse. just because your body goes through so much shit.
Well, especially when you can't eat and you can't recover in the
You're
minor
traveling,
leagues.
you're gonna fucking 12-hour bus ride to Hickory. Like, I mean, fuck, you ain't got much, But in the off season, man, that's a time that you get better. But every single minor leaguer are on their own. I know,
They're on their own, and they're having to work a job just to be able to live, to have money, to even train, to eat, whatever. And that's not for the guys that aren't even married and have no other responsibilities.
Every off season, when I went home, I gave lessons to make extra money, which was about 4 to 5 hours a day. Plus that, I bartended to make extra money. I literally signed for nothing. I ran through all my signing bonus after within 2 years of signing. So I'm like, dude, I gotta make money. So I was giving lessons out the ass, and I'm bartending. On top of that, I'm training 4, 5, 6 hours a day just on my baseball skills. And so how much can I sleep? Probably not much. And we all know how important sleep is, especially, and that's how important that is, But I didn't get to do any of that. And of course, if you sign for a lot of money, you don't have to do that. Well, but most of us don't sign for shit, and we can't be developed. We can't just. I'm not saying I didn't get better. I got better, but it's just not the quality that should have been.
Yeah.
But you chat about all these things that are the direct result of things occurring. So they invest in certain aspects of your training. The idea of you getting better is probably you maturing as an athlete, and also the fact that you're focusing on baseball 24/7.
Yeah.
Which the truth is, it's a very intuitive statement for most businesses. When you sit there and be like, if we invest in our people to the capacity that they feel comfortable, that they feel excited to come to work every day.
You look at all these big corporations, Apple, Google, Tesla, they all have a ton of investment put into the health of their employees, the happiness of their employees. They have gyms there, they have food there, they have, you're going to go do like company yoga or whatever. They have
because they produce more,
because they produce way better.
Right.
You make people happy, you bring them together, you support them, and then and it's like this huge wave in these billion-dollar companies to like health and wellness of the employees. And meanwhile, you have a billion-dollar industry or multi-billion-dollar industry, of course, in baseball that's not investing in that stuff.
Yeah.
And they're not even in these other industries. Physical performance isn't even what they do.
Yeah, I know.
And that's the capacity where you're at the foremost in this industry of you're creating the best athletes possible, the best physical performance possible, where you're not taking into account the general physiological makeup or recovery of your athletes, the mental state of your athletes, and then just the general process of them being comfortable in their profession.
Yeah.
There's a lot that can be said where obviously like, oh, it's a dog-eat-dog world in minor league baseball. It is. It's one of those things. There's in any capacity when it comes to all the major sports, there's no major, say, discrepancy in regards to minor league levels. There's such a large volume of people in minor league baseball that it becomes a dog-eat-dog world no matter what. Yeah. So the aspect of you having to the first organization, this getting back to your point, the first organization who truly buys into their entire, say, organization, everyone who falls under that umbrella, there's going to be such a competitive advantage for them just from the standpoint of their players being bought into what's going on moving forward, feeling taken care of, and then having the ability to actually perform their job.
You'll have the pick of the litter on any minor league free agent.
Yep.
You'll be able to sign anybody that you want because they'll all want to go and play in that system as opposed to the other one. Like there's so many things that would benefit, but the system as it's set up right now, you have to get the owner,
where in 20 years, if someone was to invest the money now, it's very possible they'd make more money down the road. Just from the standpoint of, your investment will be returned just from the fact that you're investing in your players.
Yeah. Yeah. You look at some of these other, like we watch F1 a lot, right?
Yep.
So F1, you have the people working on the very, very, very limits of what technology in the cars.
Yep.
And then they take this innovation and to consumer cars, and some sort of technology that they develop in F1 goes into consumer cars, and then they sell and they make a lot of money. That's kind of one of the big purposes of F1. Well, it should be the same in professional baseball, where you invest on the very, very limit of human performance, and then some of that goes into the rest of the organization, whatever. But that doesn't happen.
Nope.
Like all the innovation is happening on human performance outside of professional baseball, and it just doesn't make any intuitive sense. If you tore the whole system down right now, and you just rebuilt it from thinking about, okay, well, let's just think about the first principles of this. What do we want to create? How do we want to structure this? It would not look anything like it currently looks.
No.
It's only the way it is because it has been.
Well, it's been indoctrinated, and people, it takes a long time to break the chain. And that's the tough part where, you should iterate at the highest levels. and then refine those iterations to the point that you drop it down from, say, MLB and then go from there. The MLB should be the pinnacle of innovation for human performance when it comes to baseball.
Yeah.
They're not, unfortunately.
No.
There's capacity where there are some organizations who do really well, but there are, say, like there's a lot of different ways. A lot of people in other aspects, even professional sports, other in fighting, in in F1, in other sports in general, who actually, if you were to take a lot of their practices and put them into baseball, they'd actually make more sense and they'd operate better.
Yeah. Yeah. The operating principles. Think of it this way too. If you have access to the highest performing humans on the planet when you're professional sports, baseball, football, basketball, whatever, like whatever discipline it is, that they're the highest performing people in the world. So you have access to this massive data, this massive amount of data, if you collect it, where you can do studies on peak human performance.
Yep.
So then just make a technology or make a system or something like that that can apply to the rest of humanity, right? And there's so much benefit that could come out of that, from understanding of workouts and health and fitness, understanding of nutrition, understanding on how that affects you cognitively or whatever the case is. And Tim, I know that's something that you're really big on, is like, okay, well, let's look at what these athletes do and figure out why they're able to do it and how they get it, and then like how do we make that apply to other, just the general public to improve their lives.
Yeah.
But that just doesn't seem to be how it's structured at least in professional baseball, and really from what I understand on others, from other athletes in professional sports in general.
Yeah. I think other sports are probably maybe further along than MLB.
No one does what MLB is doing. So I've done some research. A G League, NBA, and for NBA minor leagues, they don't get paid like this. They get paid way better. Their stipend is a lot higher too. They're like meal money and shit like that. Everything's higher. Minor league hockey, same thing. They get paid more and they get treated way better. I believe I saw like a graph or whatever. I think their daily like meal money or whatever, I heard is like $35-$40 or something like that, or is it 20? So. And then KBO. Okay, I know the KBO. Of course, I follow along still. KBO is make way less revenue, right? It's probably like a third or even like quarter of what MLB makes. MLB made $10.7 billion in revenue in 2019, year before COVID, right? Yep. KBO minor leaguers, over 20,000. They get paid over 20 grand a year, and they get paid year round, I believe. So what does that tell you? Like, MLB is such a huge dinosaur, and they don't give I was getting paid $400 a paycheck. Yeah, and I was only getting paid that for 5 months out of the year. When I get stuck and extended, 2.5 months out of the year.
Yeah. Like, my biggest thing, it's, I go back and forth on this all the time, where my biggest thing is empowering athletes. That's literally the thing I stand for. I'll stand for that until I die. But when it comes to this system, and they've been slowly dragging, so the draft used to be open-ended. Like, you could get drafted in the 70s. I think Mike Piazza got drafted super late. Now it's 40, and then they continue to drop the draft picks. And the issue too is, like, they started to cut the amount of levels. And so the aspect, it's where does the issue start from? It's become clear to me, like, my professional career wouldn't have even been an option if the true thing is if you start cutting certain levels down, where you can start paying the people in this opportunity. Like, there's going to be cost to both. You might not have had the same opportunity to play. There's a lot of people out there who made the major leagues getting drafted super late, and you take away that opportunity. But the fact is, for the majority to get paid the way they might, where if you offer a $35,000 set salary for 6 months and do that process, it might incur somebody cutting out, like, okay, there's no such thing as high A anymore. And then all of a sudden you just have rookie ball, or you just have low A, double A, triple A, or you just cut down levels. Because with the G League, that's the only minor league level they have.
That's the biggest thing.
With the NFL, you have the practice squad, you have the CFL, you have certain things like that. There's very few minor league systems that actually occur. In baseball, there's
hockey has the most extensive one.
Yeah, they got the ECHL and the AHL underneath.
Two levels,
they have
right?
two.
Yeah.
But there's
baseball has 6.
Exactly. Yeah. And so you have like WH, you have other sorts of leagues around professional hockey or like high level hockey. But when it comes to baseball, it's tough to have 6 levels of people that the rosters are the same size. So you have to take into account, you're paying like coaches, you're paying players, you're paying strength staff, all these different things. So I'm all about finding this middle ground. But my main thing, like devil's advocate kind of thing, is once we start kind of really achieving it, what gets cut out? Because I think that's going to be one of the biggest things.
Yeah, no doubt. They'll find ways to keep the cost the same.
Yeah.
But here's a question for you, Eric, right? If someone would have told you how your pro career was going to go before you went in, they would have said, okay, you're gonna play, you're gonna get stuck in extended, this is how much money you're gonna make, you're gonna this, that, and the other. Would you have chosen to invest 6 years of your life?
No. I've said this on a podcast before. If I'd have known, like not even known, even when I had a doubt, but if I'd have known how minor leagues worked, I'd have been done after 2 years. Like, fuck that. Like, no, like, fuck. The only reason I kept on playing, to be brutally honest, because my second year I did really well. So second year, my first pro season, 2011, the year I made $2,500, I hit 350 in AZL, and I threw out a bunch of guys. So I was like, fuck, like I have a chance. Yeah. And then, of course, the years after, I hit like fucking 200, not even. I shit the bed. But like that 1 year, you're like, dude, I can compete with these motherfuckers. So, and you see them, I'm like, man, pretty good. You know, like you trust in your abilities, and you kept on doing it. At the last couple of years, I mean, I'm just like holding on a string. You know, I mean, hey, like I hold this on, or like I'm done. You know, so and I kept on doing it just because. What the fuck else am I gonna do? You know, I got drafted as a junior, so now I have to go back to school. Yeah. And then I hate school. So I was like, fuck that. You know, like I didn't know what I wanted to do. So this is like the only thing. And a lot of pro guys actually do. I'm sure you've seen a lot of them. They just hold on to the string they have. They continue playing, whether it's indie ball or whatever, for many, many years. Yeah. Just because, like, I mean, they don't, I'm not saying that in a bad way, but they don't have any other thing to do other than they just breathe and love baseball. Yeah. And they want to, even if there's like a 0.00001% chance, they're going to fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Which I do respect as a guy that's been through 6 years in the fucking shithole. Like, I respect the guys that are like 32, my age, you know, played Pro Bowl for like 10 years, and they're still like trying to play. And I respect those guys. Yeah. But it's very, very tough to actually go through it yourself because the fucking pay is dog shit. Yeah. You know?
So that's what I wonder, kind of your point, Tosh, is if you're going to cut out levels of the minor leagues, do you not end up saving some of the guys that are going to hold on for 6 or 7 years, 10 years, thinking that they might have a chance and go through? Like, you get out, let's say you get out when you're a Pro Bowl, you play for 2 years, right? You what were you when you went in? 22? Were you 20?
I was 21,
something like that?
21, yeah.
When you signed. So let's say you play those 2 years and you're done, you're 23.
Yeah.
Life looks a lot different as a 23-year-old. You have a lot more time to go build yourself into another career or whatever, right? Yep. But if you get out at 30 after hanging on for 10 years, making $2,500 a year, like now you're 30, you're 10 years behind the competition, 8 years behind the competition in the workplace coming out of school. So if minor leagues get shaved back a little bit, do you save some of those guys and actually, like, from a life perspective, obviously you want them to chase their career and have the chance for that, but from a life perspective, do you almost save some of those guys from that trap?
No, you absolutely do. And that's the biggest thing when, I mean, we all had to make certain transitions. I had to go back and get my master's. I had to like work full time while getting my master's to kind of catch up. And it's still one of those things where, you know, people to actually, it's a hard truth when you're trying to solve this problem where the competition trap falls in and it's like, all right, you have 6 different levels, which in total makes however many, maybe you're operating at 150 to 170 maybe players in your system that maybe you're just operating. It's a fairly large amount of people to be providing some sort of wage for in the way that they're going to. And it's very unregulated from level to level, organization to organization, things like that. Yeah. So in that capacity, it's to save not only the people that maybe will move on from baseball inevitably, or you have the opportunity to really double down on the athletes who have a higher opportunity and like they're meant for that end, or you have to really, you know, I want to invest in this guy. It almost forces people's hands into that. And that's where, you know, you talk about the level of competition between NFL players and college players. It's like when you're on the practice squad, you're a damn good player. And then you make it to the NFL, you're that much better. And so it's really the capacity. There's a lot of, you know, AZL teams that are not very good. And it's because they're filling slots, or there's like low A teams that are kind of crappy. So that's where you start facing this kind of push and pull. And maybe the opportunity isn't as out there, but then how else do you find a way to make the wages for the other guys?
Yeah.
So it's
So
a tough.
Here's a question on that front, and one for you too, Eric. If you could, so there's 6 levels of minor leagues, right? So let's say you pay all the minor leaguers, let's say 30 grand.
Yep.
But you have to cut out 2/3 of the minor league teams, right? So if you look at the percentages of the people that actually make the big leagues, it's like your top 5 round picks.
Of
Like
course.
it trails off.
Very,
You know, there are some that make it in lower draft.
they're very, very, very,
very,
few.
very
Right.
low percentage, right? So would you trade higher wages for the minor leaguers, knowing that you're going to, let's say, cut the number of minor leaguers down by 2/3, or would you keep it the way it is and keep wages the way it is?
Before we go farther, I'm just gonna say this, and I do agree with what you guys are saying with like the balancing and all that. I still think as a business of baseball that generates over $10 billion, they can fucking afford to pay minor leaguers current system.
I absolutely
They
agree.
can.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, I know you guys. Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like before we go farther, I just want to say that they can fucking do it right the fuck now, but they just refuse to do it, and there's no reason to be. That is my main point. Now,
I completely and to be clear,
you guys all
I completely
agree.
agree.
And I know you guys do. Now, like when it comes to like choosing with either or, I do more agree with what you guys are saying. Cut it down and fucking like just treat the guys that are, which again makes it a little bit tougher. So guys like me wouldn't get drafted. Like I was 27th rounder, I wouldn't be drafted. You know, like and the experience I had in pro ball were unbelievable. Of course, like I wouldn't trade that for a thing, even though I was broke as fuck.
Yep.
But like it's just like I do agree with what you guys are saying. If I had to choose, then yes, get rid of whatever they're doing, like get rid of more teams or whatever, just so that it's a lot more compacted, just talent instead of like having a huge population of like many different levels of talent. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. So the people that are in are treated really well,
Right, but
it's still an exclusive club. To
exact. But it's like, it's like a special. Like you guys, let's say there are 10 rounds now.
Yeah.
Let's say you fucking drop the rounds to 10 rounds. Like that will change the game dramatically, of course, for many teams. But let's say you do 10 rounds, but everyone gets paid a shit ton of money, like a lot more than what they are. And more kids are gonna want that now because it's a higher prize now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And no one's gonna just stop it just because it's harder to get.
Sure.
Even me, I knew it was gonna be literally like finding a needle in the fucking desert to be in the big leagues. I knew that for me, like as a 27th round nobody. But I did it for 6 years just because like everyone has that dream of like making it happen. Everyone will do it.
You know, I think about it all the time because if the system that I'm thinking of or the way that, I'm looking at it from now, my career is in business development, business management, all these different things. And the true way is in reality, this is the way it will happen. There's not going to be a capacity where they throw out money that they have coming in
that they don't have
they don't have to.
Right.
So when it comes to that is you have to figure out what's the best way of doing it. And I'm in the same boat where, the dream of my professional career would not have been as close of a reality as it was in the current system that we were talking about moving forward.
Yeah.
I was going to be a late round draft pick guy anyways, and it didn't happen. But in that capacity, all the people wouldn't even talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
They're sitting there like, oh, we might be able to give you a few bucks and like send you to a team, whatever. But it's one of the unfortunate truths of what we're facing with is that there are difficult situations moving forward in that where you're going to limit the opportunity for certain people. And it might be a good thing down the road. It might be a bad thing, but that's usually where I push back on that because I've been thinking about how do we actually solve the problem? Because I very much doubt that there's ever going to be a time where they just send out money that they don't have to.
Right.
I think it's only going to be a good thing. If you make those adjustments, you drop it to 10 rounds. How many guys have signed contracts, MLB contracts, or even minor league contracts based off just social media, posting their velo, posting their numbers on Rapsodo, whatever it could be. Because there's that aspect that you can learn more, or you could actually present yourself differently. Like the whole branding stuff would be key in that. I just think about the evolution of where sport has gone. We'll cater to that, based off of just social media itself.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree with your point, Tosh, that they're not going to just hand out money if they don't have to. The other point to that is even if they're forced, like let's say MLB as an entity said the minimum wage for a minor leaguer is 30 grand a year, right?
Right.
They're still going to find some way
Mm-hmm.
to get around,
Of course.
Paying more overall dollars.
Yep.
And that's kind of why I asked the question of like, do you limit the number of players? Because if they have let's say they have $100 that they're going to pay out to all their minor leaguers, just take just an easy number, right? If you have 100 minor leaguers and everyone's getting $1, if you say, okay, well, the minimum wage is now $10 for a minor leaguer,
right?
They're just going to say, okay, we'll have 10 minor leaguers,
right?
Because they're gonna pay the same.
And that's what they're doing right now. That's what they're doing. They cut fucking 40 teams or whatever the fuck they. And I remember I tweeted like the calculation, like 1,300 minor leaguers lost their jobs or whatever. The jobs that existed, they're all gone, right? But at the end of the day, this could be changed today.
Yes.
And if the owners are so fucking cheap, that it will be totally fine. It will totally be fine. They can pay the money. I know they have the money. Everyone knows they have the money.
Sure.
They just refuse to do it because on a piece of, and I do get that. But
you have to reframe. You have to convince the people that have the money to spend. You have to reframe it not as that they're going to be spending more money, but they are now investing to make more on the back end, right?
Right.
So if you invest $10 million a year in your minor league system, let's say extra, like what is the payout in the future? And that part is hard to measure because it's hard to know that
there's no
this
guarantee.
talent
There's
came
no
along
guarantee.
only because I
Right.
put this money out
The
first.
best way that I generally think about this, there's only one from a minor league understanding, whether you look at professional soccer, basketball, football, all these things. I've seen farm system, the name farm system used for baseball. And that's generally where back in the day, that's how they would go through it. It was generally occupation of attrition, where you have a large amount of volume of certain people coming through and you hope they pay out. And there's because they were able to get away with these lower wages because of the dream that was offered and things like that. So as things move forward and more say access and more visual, say you see it more often, it becomes a much harder thing for the MLB to address over and over and over again. And that's where like you see these minor wins where they're providing housing to their minor leaguers and you see other things kind of like that, where it's going to be a long fight and you have a lot of different parties that are pushing for that. But there still comes a point where you're battling against a large volume of athletes and a small in regards to like a pot of money that's allocated towards them. So when you have that pot that relatively, it's possible it won't increase, even though like you say, Eric, it very well could, very easily could. That pot's going to remain the same. So with that being said, it's possible that you just have to cut the amount of volume that goes like at the pot.
Until it's proven that putting more money in the pot is going to increase the return that you get. Like if you can tell an owner, hey, if you invest $10 million here, you're going to get a 10% return on your money in value, then like, okay, I can see that as an investment. That makes sense to me. I'd love to have a 10% return on my money, right? So here's the $10 million and now prove to me that you're going to give me 10%. It's the proof of the 10%. That's the tough deal. Yeah. But I think as we get closer to being able to measure human physiology, being able to track sleep, like, hey, for 2 years, we're going to track our sleep on all of our minor leaguers. Then we're going to invest this money. We'll show you that we can improve the sleep metrics of the minor leaguers by 20%. Okay, we know that an increase in sleep benefits on-field performance in these ways. So look, we'll show the command ability or the decision-making ability or the recovery ability. We'll drop injury rates, whatever. If you can start proving some of these correlations, then you can start getting that money. And okay, I can see why we need to do this. I can see why we need to do that. I can see how it benefits the bottom line at the end of the year, the success of the big league team, the value of the franchise, whatever the case is. But without having some of that data, like
it's gonna be tough to convince them.
It's tough to get the money to
now.
Come
One
out of the
thing
pocket.
I do say is like a lot of these organizations and stuff like that, they spend a lot of money on branding and how they're viewed, right? And on how the social image, right? And that's I think the power of media that can help from people and organizations that. And then the biggest problem is that minor leaguers don't have a union or anything like that, so they just have to take whatever they're taking. MLBPA don't represent them, right? So it's a very tough road. But it's like the only way I see this possibly happening without making the changes of cutting the pot or whatever and just owners paying more is probably just pressuring them with media, like, hey, this needs to change, and and they've been doing that and they haven't changed.
This is the thing where
that might
I mean, Trevor makes a great point when it comes to actually being able to track and provide the data. That's That's basically the only way you actually move these things forward, because you bring up how often they do marketing, branding,
Right.
the whole make it major thing. They have the ability right now to gauge how well that campaign is going.
Yep.
They have the ability to see how much money went into it and how
Yep.
much money came back.
Right.
Yep.
They don't have the ability to do that really well with an athlete.
That's the only reason they do the advertising.
That's the only reason they do that, is because it's the best way to do it. And so when you start finding these ways to track, correlate, and actually provide data that's outside of this whole campaign has been extremely successful just off of sentimental value. That's basically all it stands on. These guys are working really hard. They have dreams. They have families. They don't want to live in poverty. That's all sentimental value. But when it comes to actual data that business decision makers will look at and be like, hey, we can increase the percentage of our like the performance of our athletes by 30% if we do these 3 things, they'll do that. It's the same thing in marketing. If I make this decision, it'll increase my viewership 50%. For damn sure that a guy who can make the decisions of that is going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's definitely where the future comes. And you just have to find the right people to actually invest in that situation, do the work behind the scenes to actually find the correlations, and then move forward from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And for those of you who don't know, we are watching the baseball game, which is still going on. It's currently 2-1 Boston in the top of the 7th with 2 outs, man on first.
Dude, this minor league shit fires me up, man.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
because,
All of
we've been through it. It just, when you go through it, you're like, it's actually
This has to be better.
it's actually worse than what people actually even tended to be. So I'm just like, dude, fuck, it needs to change.
Yeah. Good at bat here by Castro.
How hard was that?
96, I think.
Yikes.
There
Yeah,
is a
Whitlock's
baseball game
nasty.
going on.
Yeah. We haven't talked about baseball in like 2 innings.
Yeah.
We have,
Nothing-
just
nothing-
indirectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've talked about the baseball industry, not the specific game.
I think last
To
time
be fair, nothing
last time
is-
we reacted was a 2-run dinger by Bogarts. I think that was the last time. I was like, what, second inning?
Yeah. I looked down, it was the bottom of the second, all of a sudden it's top 7.
Well, to be fair, nothing's really happened.
This is true.
A lot of zeros being put up. Good pitching matchup if you're looking for that.
Oof.
Oh, dude,
Schwartz.
make that play.
It's just,
He's just a great fit for Boston.
he is. He is.
Yeah.
Seems like he's really embraced it too.
Yeah. I think that's where people go, and they definitely embrace that sort of mindset.
Yeah.
Fuck it. All right.
There's definitely a culture surrounding the city and the team.
Yeah. Grit
that,
factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, and there's certain guys that are just very good fits for that culture.
Oh yeah. It's liberating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need a protein shake.
I take a piss. I might bench actually. I actually need to work out. So I might actually bench.
All right, let's all find random things to do.
How's your hummus?
I
Piece of celery left.
got 2 pieces. You want a piece of celery, Tim?
I mean, if you're not going to eat it,
I mean, I would eat it, but I'm willing to share because Mama Semlacker taught me to share. Share my celery?
I'll take some. Yeah. Can I have a dabble of hummus?
You can have some hummus.
Okay.
How else do you get muscles like that? With hummus?
It's body by hummus.
Yeah. With a tiny scoop
Never-
of hummus. Yeah. Body by hummus. All right. The chat has unfortunately been left with the guy who eats hummus and celery, and then muscle hamster over there.
Is that what it's being called now?
No,
Muscle hamster.
it's just a great nickname.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I will take it.
I'm white leg guy, which I realized it's just because I have to sit like this and I put my legs out and the colors of the.
Yeah, we have white.
I'm gonna
lights
get
going
this
on,
off my
so-
chest now while Trevor's not sitting here being. Wah, wah. It's the lights. I'm gonna wear pants next time, but it's the lights. Eric, you have to bring a toy of your choosing over here from your box of sports. Have you seen the Nerf guns I bought? No, you got to bring both. Oh, you get one.
I got a bench.
So
You're benching right now? Wow,
it's great.
this is fantastic.
Yeah. People stay tuned. You'll see these in a video sometime soon.
There's a live stream on Halloween. We got to dress up.
Oh, that's such a good idea. We got what? If there's a live stream on Halloween, like a game, we all need to
We got to
dress up.
dress up.
Oh wow.
We got to have like a theme.
I'm
Like
gonna be the
maybe
king
I don't
of
know. Theme,
Juco.
yeah. Okay.
Is that you? Okay. I can't tell whose phone is whose. You're gonna be the king. You're gonna dress up as the king of JUCO.
Yeah.
How you gonna do that?
I don't know. I have a lot of his. Apparel here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Get a headband. King of JUCO left the chat.
He said he's going to bench. He has to bench, and he's walking
On a
Yeah.
treadmill.
on a treadmill right now.
How you trying
Yeah,
to
but-
how you trying to warm up your bench on a treadmill?
He's trusting the process.
That's something you learn in JUCO. That kind of warm up for your upper body.
That's a JUCO warm up. I love that. I don't think I got enough water in my protein shake.
Yeah.
I have the water right here.
Oh, he's running now.
Oh, I wish I could live stream from my phone the running form that we got going on over there.
I'm progressively just going to get shorter shorts as this goes on.
That's the way you should go.
I mean, everyone who brought up like, "Hey, don't eat the chips." Anyone remember what I did with the chips? Mm-hmm.
Making fun of your legs.
I'm gonna rock in here with the like cross country runner shorts.
Ooh.
You're not even gonna be able to see anyone else's face. You're just gonna be blinded.
I love that.
Yeah.
We can play some camera tricks on it too.
Oh yeah.
Just shine some extra light on it. So yeah,
I'm gonna be spotlight. Just
we could do that.
yeah, I know we can.
I could do that right now.
Yeah. I'm the light electrician guy.
Yeah, you're the electrician this week,
Yeah.
so you could do that right
Yeah.
now. All right, King of JUCO's gotten his 42 seconds of warm up in. Straight to 3 plates.
Bench big, baby. Let's go. My bench right here. How's that? That's
You said you were going to do dumbbell bench, right?
yeah, but
Well, you can move it.
Bench
here.
for the people. Just
You
bench
just
right
have to,
there.
you have
Yeah,
to
pull
carry
it
it
over.
out here. You get a little farmer
Here,
chair.
I'll move the chair, and they can see you bench.
Your bench, yeah, your seat can just be a bench,
Do you want me to move the mic over by your bench?
and you can lift.
Is that possible?
Probably not. I don't think it'll reach. I don't want to hear you
Dude,
huffing
I
and
just
puffing.
dropped for like 20 seconds and I'm not hard.
He's gonna be sitting here breathing real.
What's the famous donut shop up in Canada?
Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons. Too much Hortons up there, huh?
He's a big fan of Tim Hortons.
Oh man.
Timbits. He used to come into the facility back in the day with him and Derek Florco. That was like you knew they were in, whether you saw them or not. You'd find a 50-pack of Timbits, and they'd just be like, "Yeah, go ahead." So there were some days I'd bank on the 10 Timbits I could steal from Eric.
Boys loved it.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey man, they're starting to cool PK off. Heaters in.
You are so on brand right now. It is the greatest thing.
Actually, I couldn't get my lift in today, so I'm gonna
This is exactly it.
just gotta do whatever it takes.
Yep.
Just living what we talked about earlier. Whatever it takes. At whatever time it takes it.
Everything, not just one thing.
Content, live stream. So we got the vlog, we got bench press and live stream all going at the same time. King of JUCO is going to get upgraded to King of Content.
Hey.
Let's make some merch.
Hi-oh.
Who's out here? Graveman.
And here we go.
Right, live stream's going on.
Baseball's
Guess
not
how your
boring.
boys doing? Bench press. Let's go, baby.
Baseball's not boring. We don't have to bench during the game to be entertained.
Yeah, I was enjoying myself.
Tim, what do you got on mid-game bench press?
I am not for it. Barbell benching
Great
from a
question.
pitcher's perspective. This
pitcher.
is not
Bench
Tim
3
approved.
plates.
I mean, I don't know what was in the Chipotle either, but he might be 0 for 2 tonight on stuff for
He had a lot of
achieving
cheese
peak
and a lot of sour
performance.
cream.
It was triple steak and rice. Not bison
Look at
or
this.
turkey Reuben.
Wait.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, that was no weight, my friend. That was 0.
So you need to just jump straight to 2 plates.
Who said that?
Apparently the chat. And I'm also
Ask him how much I'm gonna bench.
lying. No one in the chat said that
Let's
I
run
said
a poll on if I can bench 3 plates. Basically cold right now.
that. And this is how.
Torn pec incoming.
Oh man, yeah.
Drink
Good.
G Fuel, motherfuckers. Let's go. Use code King of JUCO. Content.
Just always on it.
Just-
Never misses a moment.
The switch has been flipped, and he is going.
I wonder if I can pull it back up a little bit.
The
or-
Energizer
to?
bunny
I
of
don't know.
content.
You guys are good, but I might just bring this. Is it long enough?
Yeah, it should do. alright.
That's about
How's that?
the length that you
Let's
got.
go.
Unhook it from the right there. Yeah.
There we go.
Bench ASMR. Bench heavy or die.
Is this game gonna end 2-1?
Yes.
Is that how it's gonna go down?
All the excitement happened in 2 innings.
The first inning.
Oh, that was only
Actually.
the first.
Literally the
What I
first
missed
inning,
was
yeah.
everything. Wow.
Who throws the 9th, 8th, and 9th for Houston? Well, I guess they're not looking at the bottom of the 9th right now. So Graveman's probably for the next 2 innings, huh? Because they're down, so they got to find a way to get ahead first.
Tosh, I think you were onto something a couple weeks ago when you mentioned throw middle. There's been so many middle fastballs that have just been missed, not swung
I
at.
mean, it's one of
not-
those
yeah.
aspects of, I really think on the pitching side that overthinking and we talked about it where like the miss small or the aim small, miss small mentality has been utilized so long and so often that it's actually become something that hinders performance rather than like increases it, where, the effectiveness of throwing something in the general area and just being gross with it is extremely effective.
Yeah.
I think it was Vanderbilt. I don't remember. It was one of the schools that said that basically they set up like a hula hoop, the size of the strike zone. They said if you can throw elite stuff through this 70% of the time, you win.
Yep.
And that is just basically the strike zone.
And this is the thing that gets me is like at the time, a long time ago, when they used to say aim small, miss small, they didn't have the ability to gauge metrics of what an elite pitch was. So you'd have to say things like that in order to preach something that was elite or different, and to be like, oh, this is what an effective like approach looks like.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it'd be like, oh, just get guys out, which is a very difficult thing to say. But now you have the ability to improve all of these metrics to pretty much for your specific pitch or the way you move. You understand, or you can understand, what's the most effective way to throw a pitch, and then you just have to get it in that general area.
Yeah.
Because it's just effective that way.
Yeah.
So now we're talking more about actual effect rather than the fluff around it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think aiming small from a vision standpoint, you want to have a very pinpoint target that you're trying to hit. But the aiming small is like pick off the black or right on the corner, like where you set the target, I think is the
Sure.
Just because
Like
I don't want people to get confused. We're like, oh, I'm just going to throw it over there and not have a target that they're trying to hit.
Yeah.
You always want to have a visual target that you're trying to hit, but you want to set that target in a way where your misses are beneficial and they're not just
When I describe it,
balls.
the one the qualifying kind of statement that I add to that is usually it's the aspect of if you miss that spot, you're still having an effective miss. And that's the thing where I think a lot of pitchers, they get caught up in their mindset where they're like, I didn't hit that small penny-sized target at the edge of the plate, so I failed that pitch.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not true at all. If
Right.
anything, you just need to look at it as, all right, that's my general target, where that's the ideal place for me to pitch that pitch. I'm going to try and do it. But the truth is I can miss here and miss there, and it could still be effective.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the conversation needs to evolve to.
Well, that just helps you have better command anyway, because the freer you are mentally, they're just like, oh,
Yep.
I have good stuff. I'm just going to throw it there. And that was a success because it was a strike as opposed to I missed by an inch. That wasn't a success.
Yep.
Like it wires your brain a lot differently.
That's
which is
my-
super important.
That's the exact point that I like, especially what you're saying, Tim. For me, I think one's ability to actually command the ball or to perform increases due to just the ability for someone to take it a little easier on their mind.
Mm-hmm.
If they, whatever sort of, it's not even a failure. It's just a lesser success.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
a middle pitch, more often than not, especially in the major leagues, is a very difficult pitch to hit no matter what.
Yeah, especially when it's 97
Yeah.
sinking or rising or whatever.
Yeah.
And humans, hitters are still human at the end of the day. Like they still have to position a round barrel to hit a round ball in the blink of an eye. Like that's not easy to do.
Nope.
Even if you know exactly what's coming and see the same exact thing every time, go to the batting cage. Like set up a pitching machine that throws the same ball, same metrics every single time. Like and play a game with it on the mound. Like we used to do that all the time in college. And it'd be like a 1-0 or 2-1 game because the defense makes plays and it's still a human game.
That's the truth. It's the hardest thing. And then you see a lot more. We talked about this multiple times in other games where you see hitting departments of.
Is that 275?
Fucking easy way, baby.
You see,
It's not. It's actually 274 because it's a 44-pound bar.
ooh,
It's Olympic 20 kilos.
20 kilos.
It's
weighted,
44
measured.
pounds.
Hold him accountable. Get this man a 1 pound. Get this man a 1 pound plate.
What you guys get for giving me the big league rogue fucking weights, like the actual just brony weights. There's 2 big leagues for me. I'm gonna make concrete weights. Is what I'm gonna do.
Hey,
use it
give
outside.
the weight room a review. What do you think about it?
Huge fan. I mean, fuck, dude, I can't even. This is like probably
Compared
the
to
nicest
JUCO?
gym I ever worked out with.
Altuve! Tie game!
Oh,
Wow.
Tim, your
Tim,
hat's still
you
on your
know,
head.
that's your fault. I was distracted. I would have had a home run
he
call
got
there.
excited about his gym.
Well, now you have extra time to bench because it's going extras now.
Let's go, baby.
Altuve, 2 for whatever in this series, both tanks.
What did he hit? A
What do you
slider?
throw? Yeah.
He hit a cookie, dude. Home run pitch.
Yeah, just don't ever throw it again. This is a homer pitch.
It looked like a breaking ball that kind of crept inside.
No, heater.
This is heater.
that was-
Dicked.
yeah.
Up and in.
They threw him.
Tried to go up and in, but they didn't get it in.
Oh my goodness.
It is really fun to watch him hit.
He's incredible to watch.
Yeah. Oh,
Off of Whitlock too.
Damn.
Whitlock's been unhittable.
I was about to throw my hat on again.
Yikes.
I just want
Brantley?
Brantley to come through. There's something about this where I'm just like, he's gonna just pop it. Like, all right, I'm here.
It's gonna be tough in Boston for him though. His power comes in the gaps.
Yeah.
He doesn't really he never really pulls the ball right down the line, and Fenway's just so big in the gaps.
Ooh.
Brantley's just trying to get on right here.
He sees pitches so well though.
It's incredible.
Yeah. The comfort of his takes has always been so impressive.
Yeah.
Good take.
That was a good take.
You got some bad wrists, or what's going on with the Raptors
Shut
there?
the fuck up. I don't want to hear it.
The chat.
If you can bench 3 plates, I don't want to hear it. I just don't want to hear it.
I might be able to.
3 plates?
My max was. We went through our maxes
Oh,
a
Brantley
couple
with the
weeks ago.
hit.
It's 435 was my max all time.
You ever benched 435, Sim?
Hey, shut the fuck up, guys.
Your boy hits tanks. That's all that matters. And also drink a lot of caffeine. G Fuel
It
forever.
changes every time.
Yeah.
Like, oh wait, bench that doesn't work. Plan B.
It's literally like, because I do everything very average, so it's just like, hey, I'm better than you at this. It's just- dude, that ball's tanked. He knew it right away, huh? Boom.
The last thing is gonna be,
It's like,
hey, I'm a better guy
Which I know I'm not. I know I'm not, but I'm just gonna say it. Damn it.
The chat wants to know if you need a spot.
What? Who said that?
There's like 20 people in the chat saying, "Do you
Dude.
need a spot? Get this man a spot."
I will
before he
fucking
gets hurt."
find you and
And
I will destroy you.
All right, now I'm gonna get banned.
Oh, buddy. Has green card for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P. green
I had my
card.
We're
green
gonna
card
turn
for
that to a red
14
card.
years.
Yeah.
See, this is how immigrants think, though. We're sitting here being like, "Oh, thank God they let me in," and then we're just like, "Please don't send me back."
Yeah.
I love it here.
Dude, this is the best place.
America is
America.
incredible. Oh,
Dude, what are you doing
That
just there?
was- What was that?
Yeah.
That didn't look good.
no,
That didn't look like it felt good.
no.
Oh, that's a foul ball. I think if he swings at the first pitch, it's probably a 4-2
Is it
Astros
Noah right
game.
now?
Yeah, no outs.
Damn.
Going through the middle of the order here. Astros got to get a lead.
This guy's got quite the lean kind of looking at a pitch. Like, meh.
Oh my
No.
goodness.
That's a
Wow.
nice.
Oh my god.
You have
Dude,
no
how do
idea.
you first of all, how do you take that?
It
Second,
is so frustrating
oh my god,
when Bregman does that.
dude.
He's got an incredible eye for the zone, and you nut a pitch like that, and he just doesn't even budge at it.
Dude.
You're like, what do I got to do?
Dude, that was literally a strike until last
And
5
then
inches.
And then he, yeah.
I can tell you, I'm 100%
Oh my-
swinging that pitch every time. And
I
my
would have swung at it
my
if it was like
shoulder's
10 feet away from
dislocating
that.
9 times out of 10.
Is that why we're sitting here and he's on TV?
That's
Yeah.
exactly.
That's
it.
probably fair. It's a fair adjustment or fucking assessment.
You want to put clips on that bar for me?
Shut the
Safety hazard,
All right,
Eric.
I gotta do this. Let's go.
Have you signed your waiver, sir?
Yes, you have.
I have actually. Oh,
That was a double
ground
play.
ball
Oh,
Oh boy. Oh boy.
There you go.
This game's
It's
getting
a
interesting,
game.
boys.
The best part is the day that Eric signed his waiver, he got hit with like a 75-mile-an-hour foul ball
Let's go, baby.
to his
Really?
face
Yeah.
Yeah.
man.
because they
I'll
were
rip
all
the shit out of
standing in
this
front of it.
salt for the boys.
Was that like a live baby or something?
Yeah, they were getting ready for live ABs, and some guy was just sitting there, and they're all like soft tossing. And
Salt,
some guy
baby.
just let it get too deep, and Eric's like standing right there. It just goes whack direct in the forehead. Yeah, and I just sat there and like waiver.
Good thing Eric's so headstrong.
Yeah, I know, right?
Wasn't lying. Bench
Bench
3 plates.
baby. Let's go.
314.
314.
Can we have a 1 pounder? Can we get a 1 pound, like half pounders or
Still
whatever?
above that. 315 is old now.
Oh, party foul dropping over the. Still kick the can.
I think that's gonna be my best session today. That's my left day for today. 3 plates. Call it a day.
Oof.
Nothing like recording 314 on your sheet.
Yep. Make sure you put it in the iPad. 314 pounds.
There's only one bar in here. I think that's exactly 45 that you can bench with, and I'm not going to tell which one it is. It's my specialty bar.
Yeah,
Bench,
Alvarez,
bench,
do I play my homer card here? Alvarez homer?
Ooh. No. I'd
Not
say
against
hold off.
Whitlock, but 2-1 count.
Oh, I mean, he's strong, but not that strong.
Yeah, Whitlock's nasty. That's one of the only reasons I didn't play it. All right, Altuve brought him back. Bang.
First pitch again. I think he's just looking, and when it's that right pitch that he guessed on, he's just
Yep.
crushing it.
Yep.
Was that your entire workout?
He's gonna go. He's gonna go finish
He just
walking
wanted
on the
to
treadmill
bench.
now.
That's awesome, man.
He's gonna edit some video now.
I'm a content creator, baby.
That's right.
Whatever it takes.
The guy's just yep,
Hey,
and
the-
he's the Energizer Bunny of content. That's right.
The
Perfect.
chat
Yeah.
was asking earlier when you're restocking the JUCO Bandit headbands.
Oh,
Hey, I'm restocking 69 headbands coming pretty soon within a week or so. And then it'll be just limited sale or whatever. Like if I sell out 69, that's it. No more. Sorry.
You have to be the first 69.
Yeah, you gotta be.
What?
You gotta be the first one of the first 69.
Yeah.
Dude, we sold a shit ton of those headbands, by the way. Hey, shout out to everybody that bought the headbands. I love you. Whew.
Also, for the people asking about my headbands, the Power Outage headbands will be available at some point. So stay tuned for that. I'll announce them when they're ready.
Chico Bandit one's better. All right, buy mine. He sells way more, by the way.
Didn't you say in your vlog stop buying your merch? I think I was there when you were filming that.
Yeah.
When you had to box.
I had to box every single one of them with Tosh. We were like, what is this?
Yeah.
It took us a while, man.
During his vlogging of that, he's like, I hate you, but thank you for buying it.
Yeah, but I still hate you.
Stop buying my merch. But buy my merch or die.
And as soon as I did that, more people bought merch just to piss me off. That was great.
Just to piss you off.
That's it. Yeah,
That's the business model right there,
man.
Eric.
Whew. Time to edit some videos. I've been slacking.
So your workout
today.
was 15 minutes?
Yeah, just bench 3 plates.
No, you walked for about 2 minutes. Then you
It was
kinda
like 30
jogged.
seconds.
Was that maybe a
It was
jog
like
run?
a minute and 15 seconds, actually.
Yeah.
That's enough cardio for the day. Whew. Benching is fun.
Alrighty.
Whew.
And we've hit the one lull period in the show where
Well, yeah.
Eric took the wind out of the room.
Well, he's
Bench
editing
press.
content. Yeah, he
Hey, man.
he showed us all up.
I can't focus with his heavy breathing from bench press.
It's from running, I think, from 15 minutes ago.
Oh, there we go.
What?
Oh, pull up. We all got to choose one exercise to do in here.
Eric, you gonna do a pull up?
Bench, man.
you do a pull up?
I don't do no pull-ups. I bench, motherfucker.
Oof.
That's a good question. I've intentionally hit people twice in my big league career, and no, I didn't feel bad. Always throw below the belt when you intentionally hit someone, though. There's never a good time to go at someone's
What's
head.
your thought on that? Intentionally hitting, like when you get the sign, it's not. Maybe sometimes it's not even your choice.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? Like, because you can't really say no, right? Because you got to stick for your team, right? Obviously, something happened prior to it, or whatever the fuck happened. So how do you go about that?
Yeah, it's just it doesn't happen very often where the signs like where the manager, or the bench coach, or the catcher, or whatever tells you to do it. But like every now and then, it is kind of needed if the umpires aren't going to regulate what's going on the field. Right. You know, one time, someone slid into home plate, cleats got high, caught my catcher in his bicep actually trying to make a tag. That's dangerous.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
you can't go into home plate with your cleats that high. Right. So that's just a thing where like he knew he was getting hit. Everyone knew what was going on. I got him in the knee. You know, conversation between the catchers like, "Hey man, you all right?" Hitter's like, "Yeah, sorry, I got you that high." Like everyone just kind of knew.
Right.
It's just one of those things where it has to be done. The other time was a couple of our players. One of our players got hit in the head. One of our players got hit in the neck.
That's not,
in the same inning.
That's yikes.
And like whether it's intentional or not,
Doesn't
like
matter.
that can't happen.
No.
So you gotta stand up for your guys in that situation. But yeah, I mean most times like if you're just mad that someone pimped a homer off you or like talking crap on the field, that's soft. You can't, But there are certain select times where like a message has to be sent.
You know what the best message is? I think hit a fucking nuke off him next time, or K his ass, and then pimp the shit out of it in front of his face. I think that's the best way to do it by performing in baseball. You guys are all baseball players. I'm a baseball player too. let's talk in baseball. You know,
Yeah.
like fuck the other bullshit. To be brutally honest, like fuck, dude. If you like show me up, dude, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. It gives me more motivation. You know what I'm saying?
That's why the Bregman Soto home run bat carry exchange was so legendary for me,
Right.
because that's exactly what that was.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, you did that? Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Right. And
You
look
know.
at the remember I read a tweet the other day after the Correa's little watch thing. Red Sox I scored them like 15 to like 3 or something.
Yeah.
Like, they use that as motivation.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, fuck you. I mean, they didn't hit him or nothing.
No.
I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, you're gonna do that shit on us? Like, we're gonna fuck you up. You know,
Yeah.
and gives me extra motivation. Especially even like I heard because the reason like Cora didn't want him to do that on the lefty that was struck him out. You don't want to give the other team motivation
Exactly.
in the postseason.
Exactly.
We can do whatever fuck we want during the season, to be honest. But like here,
I agree with that. I understand that perspective, but for the fan,
yeah,
like that's tight for
Right,
the
of
for the engagement of the fan,
Of
for the
course.
marketing of the sport, like that, like the Correa doing it,
Yeah.
and then the Red Sox
They
doing
love
it,
it,
like
of course.
it's gonna go viral on
Right,
social media. It brings
right.
a lot of eyes into baseball, so
Yeah.
I see it from both perspectives. Like,
The pride factor's there. I've always wondered if.
oh wow, middle just blew it by him.
This is the biggest, like in hockey.
Yeah.
Of course, you have your enforcers. You have your situation where it's like, all right, here we go. There's a lot of things that are handled during that kind of process. And obviously, me being Canadian, I grew up watching that, and that was always something kind of in that situation. But in a game like baseball, where you have the capacity of handling only certain things within the legal scope of the game,
Yeah.
that's where pride comes through, and you have to just come through with just being better.
Well, baseball is unique in that aspect because every other sport, you have physical contact
Yep.
with the guy, right? In basketball, you throw an elbow into his chest the next time down. In football, you hit the guy. And
Yep.
hockey, you're right next to the guy, you check and whatever, right? Baseball, it's like you never have, or you're not supposed to have that physical contact, right?
Yeah,
So,
that's very true.
and I find that like challenging on a competitive side, because when you get hit in the face, like on
The
like
natural reaction
in
is,
football, or you catch an elbow on a rebound or something, there's a natural reaction like, oh, okay, like I'm going to
Bring it
compete with
on.
you.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
You don't really have that in baseball. You have to fake it sometimes.
We have to fight. It is this is where people say, you know, baseball is a very strong mental game, a lot of those kind of things. And it is true. The best way to truly shut someone up is to just outcompete them. And that's extremely difficult to do. And it's very humbling from time to time, but it is the true way of doing it.
Yeah. Graveman's nasty. So they're going to try to get Graveman through this inning. What do they do for the ninth? Oh, Presley. I forgot about Presley. I always forget about him.
It's got some good stuff.
Yeah. They got to get a lead, though. Covering an entire game with your bullpen and going into extra innings is tough. Oh, big swing.
Dude, I love those hacks.
All right.
They don't get cheated, man.
Nope.
What's the most impressive thing you've seen on a baseball field? That's a great question.
Impressive?
Most impressive thing you've seen on a baseball field?
By like a single person, like a team thing? It doesn't
Probably
matter?
single. Probably let's go single.
Single person, I think, is good. Yeah.
Well, I got one.
Yeah. Go
All
ahead.
right, so this was when we were at Instruct. Okay, this is my first pro season, and we were at Instruct. I just got drafted 2010. I got through my short season. I hit like 100. I was had a terrible year, and then I was like a backup guy. I get invited to Instructs, and then first encounter with a big leaguer. This guy named Ryan Rollinger. Played in the bigs for a little bit, not a lot or whatever.
Rolling.
So he shows up, right? So I've never seen that. Obviously, this is my first pro season. We all drive up in the bus or whatever, and then we show up to the field and we're stretching. This motherfucker drives himself. Of course, all the rehabbers do that.
Yeah.
He drove his whatever nice ass fucking car. He drove himself to the field, parks it, comes out, like doesn't even stretch, goes straight, basically just a raw dog. I don't know if he stretched or anything like that before from the field or what. He shows up, raw dogs it, hits 3 tanks. He hit 1 to left field, 1 to right field, 1 to center field, and he literally drove himself home. And before the game was over, like 7th inning. You know, like, literally, my mind was so blown because like that's like my first time with a big leaguer.
Yeah.
And I literally looked at my buddy. I'm like, dude, we're never making the league. I've never seen that. Like, I mean, yeah, like a big leaguer can go like 1 for 3 with a dinger. That's still impressive, right? You're still rehabbing. You haven't seen live pitching in whatever how long, right?
Yeah.
Literally shows up, hits 3 fucking like, and they're not like just over. They were taters.
Yeah.
And Oppo Taco was like, I'm like, what? And third time I'm like, there's no way. There's no way he's gonna. I remember we're at the A's complex. I still remember that. He had one dead.
Oh
no!
Do it! Oh,
He got under it.
Oh.
I think I jammed a little.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
But yeah, that's probably the most impressive thing I've ever seen. That still like sticks to like my head. I've seen a lot of impressive stuff. Like I caught Brian Wilson, and Brian Wilson's cutter to me still is the best pitch I've ever caught in my life. I caught a lot of great pitches. Like it's like Sergio Romo's like slider. I caught Barry Zito's curveball. I caught Dontre Willis when he was rehabbing. Like I caught some dudes, you know, like even when they're ending their careers. Brian Wilson's cutter, I still remember he was sitting. This is when he was a dude too. Like he was sitting 95, 96, and his cutter was 94, bro. And I've caught a lot of cutters. They're not cutters.
Yeah.
This was a cutter. I'm telling you, pitch moved like this much.
Yeah.
And it was the most devastating pitch like I've ever like seen. It moved so little, but so effective, and it literally looked exactly like his fastball. I'm like, holy fuck!
I got a great Brian Wilson story for you.
Legend, dude.
So I show up to UCLA one day for practice, and I'm walking in. I look down in the bullpen, and there's a guy in short shorts. I mean, I'm talking like
I got a
like a quarter of the leg, you know, like short shorts, and he's wearing a shirt, if you could call it that. It's a shirt that it was cut off sleeves, but it was already ripped all the way down the side, and it was like a rag basically. So he's basically shirtless, basically pantsless, and he's throwing. He rolls in flip flops, all right, barefoot. He's there to throw a pen. So he's down in the pen, and he does a couple arm circles like this, one across here, one back like this, and he steps up on the mound. Doesn't throw it all. No stretch, just nothing. And this ridiculous outfit hops up on the mound, barefoot, and just rips off 10 heaters. Just whack. And you can hear the ball. It's like popping the glove. He's throwing hard. Yeah. He just rips off 10, and he's like, "That's good," and just leaves. I'm like, "What? Like, dude, what was that? What did I just see? I don't know how to interpret that."
Yeah. So right. I got a Brian Wilson story. I caught him. All right. So this is what happened. So Tim Lincecum and during our spring training, Tim Lincecum and then Brian Wilson both came down because they didn't want to get extra innings because of a big league game, like they were full or whatever. Yeah. So they came down to throw, and Lincecum brought Eli Whiteside with him to catch. Brian Wilson doesn't bring any fucking catcher with him. All of our catchers in the minor league camp were freaking the fuck out. We're like, who is catching this motherfucker? Because we showed up that morning at 7 a.m. We took the van to show up. And this motherfucker, because our gym is like in the middle of when we walk in to our clubhouse. Our gym is right in the middle. We all walk in. This is like 7 a.m, 6:45 in the morning. We show up. He's wearing literally socks all the way up, no shorts. He's wearing sliders. No shorts. That's weird, bro. And he's wearing a shirt, exactly what he said. Like, it's literally, he cut himself, but it's like no neck. Neck comes out all the way down here, so it shows his tat. And it's just weird. Sleeveless, of course. And he's wearing a fucking hat all the way. He had a huge beard, of course, that was his thing. He had a hat all the way down, and he was wearing shades. We were inside, bro. I'm like, what? And then he was wearing flip-flops with his high socks. I'm like, what is going? He's walking on the treadmill. 6:45 in the morning. What the fuck is happening? And we show up, and we're about to start the game. And Tim Lincecum is, of course, he's warming up with Eli Whiteside. And before the game starts, we're looking at the fucking lineup. And Brian Wilson, of course, he's going to pitch the first inning. He's going to bounce. So he pitches, and of course, we had 8 fucking catchers. I was meant to catch his ass. I see myself in the lineup. Everyone's like, no, have fun, bro. I'm like, fuck. I'm like motherfucking myself. We show up to the field. He's ready to throw. Like, I go warm up in the bullpen. I'm trying to talk to him. Like, hey, what do you throw? Like, I knew what he's throwing. But like, man, like, what do you throw? What do you call? He just goes, 1-2. I'm like, what? Like, no, like, because usually, like when we talk like, hey, we're at second base, what are we gonna do? We talk about that, right? He's just like 1, 2. I'm like, oof, holy fuck! All right, so 1's a fastball, 2's a cutter. All right, I just shut up, go, caught him in the bullpen. He threw like 5 pitches. He's like, all right, I'm good. I'm like, okay. We go to the game, and literally, like, first pitch, he was throwing like 95, 96. His cutter was literally 94, and dude was just fucking gross. And of course, he gives
Did he
Sit.
get him?
Oh!
Oh, that's a triple.
Ooh.
Oh, was he not running hard?
Probably watching.
Damn.
He's watching.
dude, what?
Oh, he's doing the watch thing again.
Did he do it
He
again?
did.
Yeah,
He did the
That
watch
is
thing.
awesome. That is how you play,
That's
boys.
right.
You
Yeah.
get them, they get you, and then you get them again. I
That's
love
right.
that. Dude, this is huge. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I guess he was running hard.
No, he slowed down.
No,
Oh, he slowed down,
He definitely
yeah.
slowed. Damn, that's crazy.
Oh,
he just
he
missed
was
it.
there. He
Yeah.
just left to right.
Yeah.
You can't.
He knew it too.
You can't fault
Yeah.
him for not making that play.
That's a tough.
There
one.
it is.
Oh man, that's badass. I love that.
Yeah.
You
Gotta make that catch.
talked about how he
Just
just
what he does.
embraces
Dude,
This is
that-
what he
embraces
does.
being the heel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just sinks into it, and
Oh,
Holy
he almost
slip.
yipped it.
like he is extremely good at taking the bad noise and turning it into something positive.
Yeah.
To answer your question, I'd say the most impressive thing I've seen wasn't actually during a game. Usually, most things I've heard usually aren't during a game because
Yep.
that's the times when you're like, "Oh my lord!" So I grew up with Rowdy Tellez, who plays with the Brewers now, and we were taking BP for a Toronto Blue Jays cross checker who would come out to see me and him.
Mhm.
They didn't come to see me; they just came to see him. I was just it was both of us hitting BP.
Yeah.
We both took about 40 swings. He literally went right center gap, left center gap, home runs for 30 straight swings on a full-blown field,
Yeah.
which anyone who's hit is like, that is the most impressive thing
Yeah.
I've ever seen. And I'm sitting there, I hit like 7 out and I was happy and I felt really good.
Yeah.
But I felt so bad about myself after just like, okay, he just dropped the head there, hit it here, just repeated everything. It's like, okay, that's what a major league hitter should look like.
Yeah. That was a
At-
nasty split.
He was 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wood bat or metal?
Wood bat.
Wood bat.
It was everything
Yeah,
we did
just-
was wood bat.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah. I think he was a senior in high school.
Yeah.
I was a junior in college.
Yeah. So wood bat having never actually
Yeah.
swung wood before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was gross.
Oh no, he hit with wood for a long time before then. But that was just
Oh, really?
it's just one of those things. He's like, all right, this is what a professional hitter looks like.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to see him have the time and like success now. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
So mine is I was at the UCLA alumni game, and I don't remember. I might have actually still been at UCLA, and it was for the alumni. I think I was still at UCLA, and I was watching who had come back.
Oh, fuck.
Watching Beecroft
The best
is ridiculous. So they're taking in and out.
Best ever.
The alumni are taking in and out, and you have to keep in mind that there's been a lot of beer had in the morning already.
Yeah.
No one's out there caring about it. It's an
Right.
alumni game. They're just having fun. So, he's out there just messing around at shortstop. So they do they're going to field the ball, throw it to first, turn some double plays. The last thing that you're going to do is they're going to hit a dribbler. You're going to run in, charge it, field it,
Yep.
throw it to first on the run, and
Yep,
you peel
and-
off,
right.
right? So he runs in on a full sprint.
Yep.
I mean, now he's not full sprint,
Right.
But
But
he's
he's
going.
moving, yeah.
He steps over the baseball with his left foot and fields it between his legs on a run.
Right.
So that's impressive in and of its own right. Except he didn't actually field the ball.
Right.
He batted it
Tossed it.
between his legs
Yep.
and caught it with his throwing hand in front of him.
Yep.
I'm like, damn, that was impressive. I'm thinking it in real time because this is all happening very quickly, right? So he steps over it with the left, bats it with his glove, catches it with his right, takes a step with his right foot, and turns and throws it behind
my
his back.
God.
And the first baseman did this.
Yeah.
Didn't move, didn't stretch. It was just chest shot from,
Yep.
you're 80 feet away or
Yep.
whatever by the time you do
Yep.
that. And all fluidly bats it, catches it behind the back, and just never even looked and just ran off the field.
Yep.
I was like, oh my, what did I just see?
Yeah.
I wish I had video of it because it was
Dude,
ridiculous.
So my first instruct, a lot happened my first instructs actually. 'Cause it was Brandon Crawford and Brandon Belt that were getting sent to Fall League. And then they were just like warming up with us. And then they're going to head off to the Fall League, right? So they're fucking around. And this is my first pro year. So I have no idea what's going on. I'm trying to learn. This is my first instruct and shit like that. So I go in and this fucking dude is literally just taking ground ball. He's fucking around. Like I've never seen anyone fuck around because everything seems so serious. We're in pro ball. I was like this. I'm like, oh, early work. I gotta go. And I see this dude fucking around. I'm like, what is? And then no one fucks around. And then everyone's like, hey, that's Brandon Crawford. He can do whatever the fuck he wants when he's hitting the ball. And you can literally, it looks like he's fucking around. And he literally makes the most nasty. He does the same thing during BP. Yeah. And he does the same thing.
But that's how you do it in the game.
He literally does it in the game. He's the nastiest shortstop I've ever seen.
This is the part, like in basketball, you see Steph Curry do all this crazy stuff on the court during warm-ups. The only way you can practice and actually like do that in the game is if you practice it. It's the same thing with, you shouldn't practice hitting home runs. How else am I supposed to learn that feel?
Exactly.
It's all about going through the process. Challenge yourself during practice.
B-Croft fielding in baseball
it's just
it's nasty.
And you don't really get to
they didn't advance.
I mean, that's too big. I can't really guess that. But yeah, dude, honestly, like it's most impressive. And I've played with against a lot of good shortstops. I played against Nick Ahmed in college. Nasty. Like we have some good players. Just watching field is like, oh my god. Like what like
you can tell when you you can tell when you see it that it's just different. It's
the only way I can explain it will be like it seems really weird because I'm not really believing anything. He seems very connected with the baseball.
Yes.
He just like, I don't know. It's like almost like he's a magnet. Like if baseball is like here, like he's like, he gets in this perfect position. He almost like absorbs it, you know, like huge out.
Well, there's aspects of just athletes in general. You see, like he was born to field a baseball and to make plays. There are people who were born.
And he's got a cannon too, very underrated. He's got a fucking hose. So he just does this and goes whack. And then it's like, what? Like
there's such a thing as people being born to do certain things. Some guys are born to hit the ball. Some were born to run and catch the ball, things like that. So
I went to dinner with Brandon Crawford. We were at the same agent out of college. So we go to dinner. It's me, Brandon Crawford, and Joel. And Brandon probably said 5 words the entire dinner. So I just got drafted, right? I'm here with a big leaguer. And I'm like, I'm not going to say much. I'm just going to listen, right? And it was
you listen 5 words.
No one said anything. At some point, I was like, should I talk? Like, I don't know. He's great dude though.
He's like super chill, just Cali, just super chill. You know, like down to earth. Like he's like just chill.
I'm super
he's
happy.
Just nasty. He's just nasty.
Yeah, super happy with the year he had. He's freaking raked this year.
I love the grunt.
Yeah,
dude, I love that, man. Dude, I think everyone from the Red Sox threw like mid-90s plus, mid to high 90s. Like no one threw.
Yes.
Even for Houston, I mean, Greinke was the only one that threw like 88. Everyone was like mid-90s.
Yeah.
That was blowing noise.
Ooh.
Oh,
just blew it right by him.
Damn.
Playoff Evaldi is like is electric to watch.
Yeah.
You just blew that by him top of the zone. Do you go back to it or do you throw the nasty split? But
I think he can go anywhere here. He can go anywhere, but that's the thing with
split in the zone is no good for me here.
If he hangs it, then you're fucked.
I hope he goes fastball again.
Yeah.
High heater again?
Yeah. High heater. I think after that swing,
Oh,
that's a strike.
Oh, he pimped it.
Well, strike zone, that's a strike. You know, if it's automated strike zone, ring him.
Damn.
Wow.
Damn.
Painted.
Damn.
Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite him. Missed calls like that hurt. But all these stuff
Hurry up.
No, I don't feel it. I don't feel it. I don't feel it.
This at bat.
I don't think
people.
I don't think
Castro. People want to see it. Fuck that. Fuck them pull-ups. Sorry. I'll wait too much for me to do pull-ups.
260 pulling up. That'd be impressive.
On a fucking ball grip. Fuck that. Dude.
Get him.
I think he goes split here.
Yep.
Ooh, you know
no,
what?
Heater.
Cutter in is a
No
big
way.
pitch
He's throwing
here.
a heater.
Oh,
Get through.
no.
That's the
Oh!
problem. That was the split. That was the split in
Dude.
the zone.
Get a little excitement.
You
for
call
the
that,
inning.
huh?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Split,
Oh my
split in the zone
goodness.
is no good.
Throw the
Holy
heater,
hell.
bro. Damn.
Look at you,
That's
Castro.
why. That's why you're just giving him
Stay
a.
hard.
He's like, he's not happy.
You just threw it right into his bat speed. That's
Yeah,
why split's
dude.
got to be buried there. That's why I thought cutter in. You chase him with something hard, blow him
I
up.
was thinking heater just because
Heater works too,
Heater
but-
works, man.
Yep.
That should have been it.
Whew. That's tough.
Damn.
This is exactly what you don't want to see.
Yep. Split
Oh.
right in the zone. You just give him a chance to do exactly that.
Damn.
Just ploop it over.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I'm a little late to the party, but I finally come up with something that was really cool. I saw.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Took a little bit because all the cool stuff wasn't as cool as Crawford. That was pretty sweet. But I was down in. I had an athlete. He actually is still playing. We were talking about it earlier. Dan Skipper. He's with the Raiders right now, but he was a senior at Arkansas. They just got done playing LSU Saturday Night Football. So finished the entire game. He was taking me on a tour of the athletic facility, and he showed me just their Nordic ham setup that they have down there. And you guys, have you tried Nordic hamstring curls? And it was a challenge, I think, on TikTok at one point. So for you that don't know,
hold it,
yeah, what
right?
is it's you have an athlete kind of on their knees. There's
Right.
pads underneath their knees. They're holding the
hold it,
heels,
right,
and you go down and you come all the way back up.
Yeah.
This dude, after the game, so completely spent, starter, 4-year All-American, sorry, with Arkansas, goes down. He's 6'10", 320, mind you, at this time. Gets into the position, goes down, touches his nose, and comes all the way back up.
Damn.
Nordic ham curl, 6'10", 330.
Dang.
If
Like,
you've
'cause see
never
with all these,
done
like, skill
that,
guys.
you guys have like it's
Yeah.
actually
It's-
really
yeah.
fucking difficult.
Extremely hard.
And
Yeah.
dude, you do like 3 reps and you're spent. Dude.
Yeah.
Like you're
Yeah.
fucking spent.
I
Yeah.
can't even do a full rep without hands.
I can't either.
I use a momentum just like, and I use the machine. So
I can do it
on the
because
machine,
it's a lot
but it's-
easier.
yeah, it's a lot
There's no way I
easier.
can do like no.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
that's incredible, especially at that weight. Because
Yeah.
weight plays a huge factor.
Yeah.
Skinny guys can do that a little bit more
Yeah.
easier,
Yeah.
but 320, dude.
His
like, shit.
femurs are like probably twice mine.
That's crazy.
Is he
Nice.
just so
Oof,
the
that was
leverage
nasty.
aspect of that
Oof.
really blew my
We
mind.
mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
I just want him to get out of it. I don't want it to be too daunting of a task to score 2 runs.
Yeah. I'd
Like-
love to see it 3-2.
Yeah.
Dude, look at the Red Sox crowd though. That would be an incredible experience playing that, man.
Yep.
Just they're so engaged.
Oh, and it means everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're ruthless,
Yeah.
but they're engaged. Like that's tight.
Oh.
Because if you suck, it doesn't matter if you're on the same team, they will boo the shit out of you.
That was the one
Uh-huh.
thing.
when you do well, and
Yeah.
they'll
They
they'll
love you.
like literally treat you like God. You
the
know,
whole,
it's just
Yeah.
the
like,
whole city.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's the one that I've never, even coming from Canada, it was tough, like seeing stuff like that.
Right.
Like you see in college, they treat it that way. But pro sports, it was never kind of like that. You
Yeah.
wouldn't see a whole city shut down for a game.
You saw a little bit in Toronto, right? On with the
Sometimes.
basketball,
Yeah.
like recently in the past.
Edmonton for hockey, a few, like it's usually for hockey.
Oh yay!
But it was,
He's been calling that.
I haven't
all
been in
night.
Toronto for like
Yeah.
a big game.
You gotta-
Yeah.
But I'm
Pretty
sure they
big
shut it
zone.
down.
Yeah.
And like for the Raptors.
But he also like
things
so
like
he's
I
got both
just
calls.
remember seeing
Yeah.
the parade for the
It's
Raptors
but
when they
I mean,
won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's impressive. 3-1 count though. He didn't give a cookie. That's tight.
This is a big pitch. I don't know
Just
if I want to
throw
face Brantley
something-
bases loaded.
Throw something nasty.
You also
so
don't
I
want to
can
face
use my sword.
Altuve. You know, like we're on a first and third
Yeah.
right now. That dude already hit a tank. Like shit. Good take.
Great
Oh my
take.
goodness.
I almost
Bases
got to
loaded.
use it.
Dude, 3-2 slider.
I love that.
Dude, 3-2 slider fucks me.
So
up,
my
man.
my question here is, why Evaldi? He started game 2, right?
Yeah.
1? Game 2.
2.
So
Eh.
no, he started game 1.
Sorry, game 1.
So you got game 2, off day 3. So you bring him back on 4 days to relieve here.
Yep.
In a tie game. So he was going to
But
start.
he's been effective though. No, he's been good for them.
Absolutely. I'm just wondering, but if he's like his normal day would be tomorrow as a starter.
Yeah.
So I know you have Sale. Is Sale pitching tomorrow?
Let me check.
Like, because Sale went game 2.
it would clearly have to be that they're kind of handcuffing themselves by using it.
No. Sale went game 1.
Yes, that's true. Sale, yeah.
Sale went game. Okay, that's making more sense. then.
Nothing's no. It's okay.
So Sale went game 1.
Yep.
So he would pitch game 5,
Mm-hmm.
and Evaldi would pitch game 6. So this is like a bullpen session.
Yes.
bullpen session. Yeah,
That has to be how
It
they're
is,
viewing
right.
it.
In front of lots of people.
in front of millions of people.
The most important bullpen of your life.
And tie game. It's just a 9th inning tie game. Yeah, throw a bullpen. That's crazy. Dude, these games though, these postseason games been very impressive, man. Like very, very dramatic.
I agree.
There you go.
We just need more sound effects.
Thanks, man. Always got my back.
Let us gingerly.
What is the point of this? Why did we get this? Is there a reason?
Eric,
You guys want to hear it?
of all people to question why people have this.
ASMR. Sword.
Yeah, you have more random stuff around this
That
place
is
than
true.
It's a very unique question coming from you. Of all people, I feel like you'd understand.
If you go to Eric's desk, you got volleyball, soccer balls, some balloon-looking things. I don't even know
we
what
got
they're
dodgeball.
for.
Those are
hockey.
dodgeballs. We're gonna throw a full-on
Dodgeballs.
dodgeball game in here
love
this
that.
off season. We're gonna send it.
Are
Fucking
we gonna dodge wrenches too?
Yeah. Whatever it takes for content.
Loser of the dodgeball game gets hit with a wrench.
Yes, I like that.
You got what else you got out there? You got Nerf guns. You got hockey pucks.
You did
lacrosse
have a
balls.
T-Rex, but the T-Rex has been taken over.
Yeah,
there.
you got a T-Rex over
That's your
here.
T-Rex.
That's
You
your
have a-
T-Rex.
You have a cricket ball.
Yep.
What am I missing? I'm missing a lot of stuff.
There's a frisbee.
Frisbee,
blitzball
blitzball,
bats. I got
wiffle
wiffle ball bats.
Tennis.
I got tennis
Tennis
racket.
racket.
I
You
got
have a
badminton racket
yeah.
as well.
This is unbelievable.
I'm just gonna send it. Send it.
Yeah.
Just send it, and whatever you do. That's
And yet
basically
he asks,
what you
why do we have swords?
do. I love the sound.
Sword ASMR. Yeah. Content.
Whew, what a game.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh,
my god.
Oh man,
Just hunting.
They
man.
finally
That
broke
dude is so
through.
good, dude.
Mm.
Brandt's great.
Oh
All
my
three.
goodness.
Oh,
Wow.
boy.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Was that a celebration little move out of Brantley? Was that a little? Did he do a little bit of a? Was there something there? Is that a little bit of emotion
Wow.
out of him?
Wow. Dude, that is
He's such a killer, man.
dude. I mean, look at this. Just got his foot down and whack. Just hacking. I love that, man.
He's so good.
Dude, you know what? Like from both teams, they're not scared to swing.
No.
They swing in any count, fucking, and they take hacks.
Well, this
you
is
know?
the thing we talk about. It's
Right.
in the game, and also, like as youth players,
Right.
It shouldn't be that you're afraid to swing. You
Right,
should be going
right.
up there with the intent to do something
Right.
like impressive.
But it's just like yeah, you're right. Like
Yeah.
every single one of them, they go up there. I'm like, I'm gonna be the fucking hero,
I'm the dude.
and I'm the best in the world,
Yeah.
and I'm fucking taking my hacks.
Well,
you
that's
know?
the hard
Like-
part. See, this is where you hear about people like, oh, just
I
put
didn't
it.
mean to do that.
Just like, oh, just put it in play. But it's like that mindset enables other people to struggle in that situation because they're
Exactly.
not like, oh, the intention isn't to do damage.
Right.
It's just to do the bare minimum,
Yep.
Yeah.
which is just there's no success in that.
They're just hacking,
Wow.
Yep.
dude. That's incredible.
And good things happen when you swing.
That's incredible.
Yep. They
Isn't
finally
that
broke
crazy
through.
though? 9th inning, 2 outs.
Yep.
Both of them came out hacking first pitch. They're
Remember-
like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna get my shit. I'm gonna take my hacks."
Yep.
And they got what they were hunting.
Remember what we said about the backdoor breaking ball? I said I hope that doesn't cost him.
Yeah.
Mm.
That pitch, the inning's over. It's a 2-2 ball game.
Yep.
Now all of a sudden it's 7-2.
Mhm. Oh man. Damn.
Yep.
Damn, dude.
All right, it's a series. I had this one going 7.
Hey,
I had
2-2 to 7-2, bro. That is 0 to 100 real quick. Fuck. Yikes.
So now it's a best of 3.
Yikes.
And Houston has home field advantage.
Yep.
Such a big comeback win for them in a
Holy
bullpen
shit.
game after getting bludgeoned the last 2 games.
Yep.
Damn. What a game.
Ooh.
They're all hacking, bro.
It's a change of a mindset.
I love that,
Yeah.
dude. Like, fuck yes. That is tight. That is tight. That's great. I love this attitude that both teams have. It's like they don't give a fuck. They're gonna do damage. You know,
there's no scared.
there's
at
no
bats.
first pitch takes. There's none of that. We're gonna swing.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is where like chicken before the egg kind of thing. Do you go up there like professional hitters and professional athletes for the most part? Like they are extremely talented and they grow up being talented for the most part, and so they have this inner confidence to do damage in that regard. But if you change the mindset and you're not as talented, it's probably the odds are high that you could probably participate and do some cool things by just doing that,
Having the mindset.
having
yeah.
that mindset.
Yeah, the chicken and the egg is right. Like, do you have the mindset, therefore you're good, or are you good, therefore you have the mindset?
Yep.
Right.
Oh man.
To be honest, the answer is clear to me. It's always been clear, but that's also because I think all 4 of us probably share in the same personality. But I've yet to meet a successful professional athlete who wasn't on the aggressive always
Oh yeah.
from that side.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to be the guy.
Yeah.
I've said this before. Like a lot of successful players I've met, that includes like a lot of people that I know personally.
Yep.
They're all psychos in the head. And in
Yeah.
some aspect, like that doesn't mean they're like loud mouth or whatever. They're just fucking crazy
Yeah.
inside. You know,
Yep.
like it's just like, and that works to their advantage
Mhm.
because they have that DGF mindset. And that's something I do preach a lot is you need that. You need to have that mindset to be successful.
Yeah. Well, it's tough to do anything with constantly looking over your
You
shoulder.
can't
to
be
see-
passive. Yeah,
No.
exactly. No. Dude, this fucking game, dude. 2-2, such a close game until literally last second.
Boom.
Blew it up. That's insane.
Is Correa gonna homer this at bat?
I was thinking that
I've
it feels like it.
It
He's
does
DFing up. He might.
because he
You gonna
started
call
this, right?
I can do 3 more pull-ups.
We already played your home run card, sir.
That's all.
You
Okay.
can put it on mine. I'll call it.
Excuse me.
I'll call it.
It's time.
I'll do my 3 pull-ups.
It's time.
Just the way his takes, his swings,
Yeah.
the energy, like
Just way over the monster. Oh. And he gets you with the swunt.
Oh,
Oh.
my goodness.
Wow. The
Oh.
swinging bunt.
This is
unbelievable.
This is yikes.
Well, that's 3 pull-ups for me.
And
All right, make sure they're good reps.
a 1. A 2.
Solid.
A 3.
Oh, he's got
Oh,
a.
wow.
Oh, okay. All right, tough guy. All right. He does 2 more, dude. I thought he was gonna do at least 10 total.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna go over, you gotta do at least 10. All right. You can just do 2 more. And like, all right, that's it.
That's all I got, coach.
My goodness.
Someone's asking if you're available for hire sim. They want to pay you to instigate bar fights.
Oh,
Oh, hey, you don't gotta pay me for that, motherfucker. Just send me the address. I'll be there. Damn. I used to actually break up fights when I was bar managing. It was great. Oh my, dude.
oh. And the wheels come
This
off.
is.
Wow.
What a deflating. Well, at this point, you just kind of meh.
Yeah.
You know what my favorite thing is? Since the 9th inning, 2 outs, with whatever's tied ball game or whatever.
Yeah.
Every single one of the Houston Astros hitters have swung first pitch.
That's what I'm saying.
That is so
Yeah.
gangster, bro. Like I love that.
So the guy is drowning, and instead of being like, "Oh, I'm going to take a pitch to let him get
Fuck
his,"
that.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
no, no,
I'm
no.
hacking.
I'm
Wait.
gonna get a pitch.
There you
to
go.
pitch.
Yeah.
Oh, you
No,
think you can
hell
just
yeah.
have a get me over strike?
Yep.
Nope.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
This
And
is my
this game's
chance.
gonna look like a blowout, but this
Right.
was not. This was
Literally like
anything
the
but
tightest game until the last minute.
7 runs and on that missed. That
The
missed call.
splitty, and also
The
that splitty,
backdoor,
that
the wrong pitch choice
Right.
and then the missed call. That's a strike.
Oof.
You could kind of feel this coming with the like
There was gonna be something.
they Altuve hit the homer. The Red Sox hadn't added on.
Right.
They had a bullpen game, like,
damn.
and then they finally broke through. Did
He got jammed.
Yeah, he got jammed.
What a nightmare of an inning.
Oh my
Mercifully,
goodness.
it's over.
Wow.
Jeez.
Oh, yikes.
I just found the instigate bar fights question. That's
Yeah.
great.
That's great.
You put Presley in still?
No. I mean, do they have anybody else? So that's a thing. Like,
That is-
Who was
that's- that's-
throwing beforehand? It was the lefty?
I don't know who was throwing. No, they had Graveman for the last 2 innings. But I think you already warmed Presley up. I think you throw him.
Yeah, just have him go in.
Just make sure, because the last thing you want to do is, let's say, you bring someone else in, the Red Sox score 2 or 3, and then you have to bring Presley in anyway. With I think you just put him in. He can pitch again tomorrow.
Yeah.
You have an off day.
Yep.
You know.
I'd say that's the truth.
Yeah.
How you doing over there, Tim?
Good. I'm just observing Eric's phone. He has 66 notifications
Isn't that absurd?
on it. Yeah, on Instagram.
How do you sleep? Do you like turn your phone over and then like? See, that's when you know. Can you imagine just constant, just boop, 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 boop,
Yeah.
boop, 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 boop.
Well, now it's
I
on
turn all
69, so we got to turn it off.
I got sleep mode.
Yeah.
Not that anyone's giving me notifications, but I got sleep mode on.
You and me both, like
know.
shaking our phone.
Somebody text me. Nah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. It actually doesn't happen. You and I both get. I know you do. You get blown up first thing in the morning.
Oh,
It's,
and during our workouts,
yes, late nights, early mornings. Yeah,
middle of the day.
yeah.
what a game, boys. What a game.
I do not like the last 3 games. I mean, it's been pretty much. This was boring until this last inning, and really, it was a bad call that set it all up.
Yeah.
At least there was some drama in this one with
Yeah.
the Astros coming back late and whatever,
Yeah,
as opposed to it being 9-2 in the first and the game just
right.
over,
With like 2
you know?
grand slams or whatever. Yeah,
I won't lie. The first few innings of this game were very slow, though. It was a drag.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
when we got into our conversation, and it went from the 3rd inning to the 7th inning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
That happened very quickly.
Yeah, we also sent it on a bunch of like big topics like minor league pay. Just like
Yeah.
all this very
We didn't
controversial
skip
stuff.
on the topics.
No, we didn't.
No.
We sent it.
I also just realized I was like,
Just sword me.
whack.
Game 5 is going to be a big one.
Yeah.
If you're the Red Sox
Oh,
and you had game 2 performance and game 3 performance like you had, and you were this close in game 3 to taking it. If you lose this one and lose game 5 at home and you got to go back down 3-2 to Houston,
Yeah.
nail in the coffin.
if Houston loses tomorrow, it's like, okay, we're fine. You know,
Yeah.
we made it through. We had a lot of shit happen to us.
Yeah.
He's
Wow.
gross.
He is.
Ooh, that's not good though. That's your typical like, I struck a guy out, but ow.
Yeah.
No, we're okay. I don't know if
4
if
p.m.
Presley gets out of this, like if he
Yeah.
gets through the inning in 10,
For the
15
game?
pitches, 20
Yeah.
pitches. I mean, this is what he does. He can come back
Was it
tomorrow.
the 7
Yeah,
here,
absolutely.
right?
Easy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Why
he's
is
gonna
the
he's
West
gonna throw
Coast
11
game-
pitches or something like
That's
that.
dumb.
It just becomes basically a bullpen.
Yeah.
It's important for him to throw anyways.
Yeah.
You think for viewership that'd be a terrible idea.
Well, the way it was today is
Yeah, I
like
think that's probably because yeah, honestly, there's only 2 games on. I don't know why they picked those times, but
Yeah,
maybe they don't want to overlap the games. Maybe
the West Coast game was before the East Coast game today.
That
That's
makes
weird,
That
right?
makes
Yeah.
sense.
Why?
Tomorrow it's reverse. You know, the
See
East
the
Coast
4 and
game-
the 8
So
or
that's
whatever,
just a better option.
or 4 and a 6 was it? I can't see that.
It's a strike. Okay, so the Red Sox got Sale for game 5, Evaldi for game 6, and Pivetta for game 7? What's this game? Game 4, right? So yeah,
Yep.
5, 6, and an off day. So he'd be short rest.
Oof.
So he wouldn't start the game, but he'd be available in relief for game 7.
We've seen a couple of those, right? They started the game with a reliever, and then they come back, throw 3, 4, 5 innings, whatever they can.
Yeah.
He's not happy.
Well, it's tough. You just got
Yeah.
you went 8 rounds and then you
Right.
got punched in the face a bunch at the end. Like even though you're in the fight the whole time, now it just feels like an
Yeah.
absolute massacre.
Yep.
So
Middle cutters.
That cutter's nasty, bro.
this is a perfect
95.
example of a guy who has great stuff and literally like he'll aim for a certain spot of where he knows to go,
Yeah.
but his stuff is gross enough that it can go anywhere.
Yeah, he just middles it up.
And it's such a comfortable feeling, even if you lose it. Like what we talked about one of the first outings. It's like if you can't control your stuff, you're like, oh, throw it middle. I won't get hurt too bad.
Yeah. Like they literally just set up middle on that
Yeah.
one. Just not used to seeing Sale with a beard, man.
Yeah, dude.
Different.
And it's a gross one too. I love that.
Yeah.
Like a grungy beard. I love that. DGAF.
Let's see you grow a beard.
Unfortunately, I don't got that in my
That's-
genes. All right,
Yeah,
so
it's gross.
yeah, no one's to see that.
Schwarber's down.
All right, last out, boys. Fucking hungry. Some games.
I mean, just even his reaction after that's like, yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah. You gotta tip your hat.
Yeah.
Superhuman. I love the choice of words. Just superhuman. Superhuman. Dude, that thing's fucking
that late break is
gross,
awesome.
dude.
Yeah.
All like mid-90s, too. That's
So
Yeah,
the funny part
95,
is
96.
that's, that's literally the movement profile is like
Yeah.
a slider for a college kid, but it's at 96.
Right.
Yeah.
Such a late break, too. That's insane.
Yikes.
90. That's your slider.
That's a slider right there.
90.
You throw a cutter, yeah? What's your cutter velo at?
Usually like 85, 87, but it's a gyro slider basically. If I
Gotcha,
throw
gotcha.
like a true cutter,
Right.
like a cut fastball,
Right.
it'd be 89, 90.
90.
Yeah.
Wow, 2-0 slider, dude.
He just threw like
2-0
showed-
slider on
yeah.
a 9-2 ball game, that means they show them the respect there. Like, hey, you're fucking hot. Like, I still don't want to give you a free run.
Let's stay with the game plan. Why would I let you get hot again?
Yeah, that's a big thing here. And this at bat is just don't give them anything to hit to feel good about the game today.
Nope.
Right. That's tight.
It's those 4 pitches, for people to understand how awesome those 4 pitches were.
Yeah. Yeah, the education piece behind it, because the casual, like,
You just see it as
casual
3-0.
fan
Yeah.
doesn't know. This is gonna be a breaking ball, huh? Nope.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
See,
You go outside and look what happens.
Yeah.
Right? Jam
they
it.
didn't go in. They didn't go in on him once, and he had a much more comfortable at bat.
We got any last decent questions or what?
Not really.
No.
Everyone wants to see a lightsaber fight with
We need
this
to
lighting.
pick up lightsabers.
That's actually a really good content idea. We should do that. Oh, I lose. It's all right.
I was
I
hoping
benched
we
3
could-
plates, so I'm the winner.
That was 314.
Shut up.
3 plates.
He said, "Fuck."
All right, Chad. Any last questions?
Ooh, I have a good one for the 2 YouTubers. What made you guys get into YouTube?
For me, it was the ability to connect authentically with a fan base. Like, you can tweet stuff, but it's all in writing. You can post a picture, but there's no like messaging behind it on Instagram or whatever. So for me, it's like people get to see me interacting how I actually am instead of the whatever's written about me or whatever they, interpretation that you might have of me from seeing me on the field or from hearing me in an interview 10 minutes after a bad start. You might have a different impression of me or whatever. So it's just the ability to authentically connect with the fan, and also the ability to deliver entertainment and information so easily, where what I write in
My goodness.
what I write in a tweet, if I want to write a thread, it might take me 30 minutes to write a tweet thread and all this, and the message may get lost, where I can just set up a camera and deliver the message verbally in
It's a lot more authentic.
20,
too.
15 minutes by the time I film it and throw it up on the channel. It hits a lot differently. So for me, it's just that it's really the best medium to connect with the fan, and that's why I do all of it, is to give information and entertainment to baseball and try to grow the game and grow interest and stuff.
Yeah, sure. That's one thing I liked. That I was really impressed by with you is that, when you watch YouTube and then you meet you in person, it's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, a lot of people ask me when I came down here, like, what's Trevor like? What's Trevor like? It's like, dude, watch his YouTube. Like, that's literally him.
Exactly.
We have conversations the same way. There's nothing different about it.
Right. Yeah.
Thanks, Trey, for the question. You want credit there, buddy? You're welcome.
Yeah, I like being a YouTuber.
I know you do.
I really do. I enjoy it. I just simply enjoyed, like you, like me and Trevor. We talk about the different content we want to do. Like it's fun, man. Like it's almost like my new thing, like because I don't play anymore, so I don't have that thing that like even though I train and stuff like that. But this YouTube thing, it's like my thing that I'm growing. I'm seeing the growth, and it's kind of fun to develop into and be more and get better at it. And you see the progress that you make, process. I'm enjoying the process. It's fun. And also like you can, so the reason I first started was because like on Instagram, like you can do a minute video, right? And I want to just longer, I want to like do more, know, and it's kind of hard to do like a full content on an Instagram, right? There could be snippets of the full content on Instagram,
Right.
But a full ass content I can get on YouTube. YouTube is like full shit. This is me, and I can be me. That's the biggest thing. I don't have to fake anything.
I'd say
My Eric Sim YouTube channel is me. That's so. I
I'd
really
say
like that.
to attest to both of your, like, what you guys achieve on YouTube is from knowing both of you. Like, people, and it's perfect kind of what Tim said, is knowing you both and how you build your brand. That's exactly who you guys are.
Yeah.
And it allows people to actually see that. And I don't think there's any avenue out there that does it better than probably YouTube.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for me, it's exactly that. I just want people to know who I actually am, and judge me and make your opinions on who I actually am, not what you
what
think,
I perceive to be by
what
other
someone
people
else
or
said,
whatever.
what
Right.
someone else wrote,
Yeah.
And that way people can make their own decision about
Yep.
me.
And everyone's on YouTube, man. I mean,
The
fuck,
eyeballs, yeah.
dude.
like,
Everyone's on YouTube. Ever since I started YouTube, I'm getting noticed like exponentially more. So then, like when I was just doing Instagram or whatever,
Yeah.
like, and I had strong Instagram following before I started, but like it's night and day. Well, I go to, dude, when I was coming back from the airport, or literally at the airport, some dude came up to me, some King of JUCO. I was literally at Chipotle getting Chipotle. Some dude's like, "Hey man, big fan." I'm like, what? Like, how do you? What is going on? Like, that's insane. People see you through content because everyone's on YouTube.
Tim, you have cable?
No.
I don't
Eric?
have cable. No.
I don't either.
No.
Yeah.
See, this is a thing where a majority of people who consume sports and consume information, they usually don't have cable anymore.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's really YouTube is through all these other avenues.
I wake up and watch YouTube. That's how I start a day.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I check a YouTube video. I listen to YouTube stuff when I go to sleep. Like, that's where I spend. That's where I consume content. So I figure if that's where I'm consuming it, then
It's other people are gonna consume that of me as well.
Yeah.
All right, player of the game. Who we got?
Oof.
Brentley was fucking badass for me. Like,
Yeah.
He put the dagger in.
Altuve's game tying homer.
homer.
That is huge.
I don't think you give it to Castro just because of that big hit. I think I'd probably go with Brantley. I like the dagger. He also took some really good at bats.
How about the bullpen?
Bullpen, yeah, that's
Astros
true.
bullpen as a whole.
Yep.
You know what? For me, I'm gonna
Graveman
go
with
with
2 huge
the whole
innings.
Astros lineup that came out fucking hacking first pitch when the game was tied, ninth inning, 2 outs. I love that. So every single one of you that took hacks first pitch, you guys are the hero. Like I love that.
And this is how he does it. I'm convinced that's my answer too.
And
with that,
that's
thank
it,
you,
boys.
YouTube.
That's all for the stream. Thank you for hanging out.
Good job,
Welcome back
Kosh.
to America.
Thank you,
Tim.
YouTube.
I'm back, motherfuckers. That's the end. That's the last.